Standing on the sidelines, lying on repeat. Little campfire, fiction for the front row seat. Day after day, same story, same spin. You dress up the rumor like it's evidence, then grin. You point at a case, say look at that man, but you don't got a screenshot, don't got a plan. You talk about a white car like it's some smoking gun, but every single detail falls apart one by one. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray. Every word you throw, someone pays. We gotta get the truth before another one dies. Fog lights on, we cutting through your disguise. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray. Fog lights blazing, you still mumble in the haze. Goofy gray static, every channel, every day. You shout, I got proof, but your pockets stay bare. Just echo in an alley, just dust in the air. Just another idiot, storytelling every day. You build crooked houses out of things you can't say. You sell loaded rumors like they're holy signs, while family sits shaking on the other side of the line. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray. Every word you throw, someone pays. We gotta get the truth before another one dies. Fog lights on, we cutting through your disguise. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray. How many names gotta fade off the page while you chase fake ghosts in the secondhand rage? We want hard facts, not your costume show. Turn the cameras to the damage, let the real story glow. Let the real story glow. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray. Every word you throw, someone pays. We gotta get the truth before another one dies. Fog lights on, we cutting through your disguise. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray.
What's up, this all fucking crazy out there, right?
A true crime cafe, they go to soapbox. Cold brew, cold case, chalk lines on the gloss. Seeking the truth, finding the time, files on the counter, grind with the grind. Blue crew backs him, keeps him in line. Sirens in his pocket, eyes on the sign. Got a wall full of faces, string tied tight, every red pen circle, another long night. True crime cafe, where the real ones bleed. Busting these cases till the lost get free. Gotta find answers, gotta make time. Everything will be fine if the truth aligns. If the truth aligns. If the truth aligns. Off in the bullshit, praying low real. Knuckles on the table, fighting for the next meal. True justice far out of view. Smoke in the doorway, what else can he do? Hoping he can answer just a few names in a notebook, voices breaking through. True crime cafe, where the real ones bleed. Busting these cases till the lost get free. Gotta find answers, gotta make time. Everything will be fine if the truth aligns. If the truth aligns. If the truth aligns.
1960 on the clock face, 4 a.m. bleeding through the blinds. Phone glow, floor cold, heart race. Can't tell the truth from the lines. Bethany says, can we go home? I laugh, but I'm not alright. Everyone kind, everybody it back. Can't look myself in the eye. Pretty much friends and such around. Must have been drunk, but I ain't trained. Hate the way my words fall down. My lies hurt people, I think.
Police sirens screaming, chaos in the wind. Drop D grinding, the bass kicks in. Miley Drake's playlist, sassy, classy charm. Only vibes, tomboy tough, alarms in my arm. Seahawks rapping, tomboy flex. Cat K laughing, got Randy perplexed. Ratch with the Zelda game, Lucy Morningstar bright. Busy popping wisdom, brandy in the fight. Moderating the mess, keeping it clean. Kick control ass, eliminating the scene. Chrissy Chaos, Alicia J. Sheen. Keep it real, keep it raw, never routine. Never routine. Never routine. Never real, keep it raw, never routine. Typically unique like a fingerprint twist. SRB, shadow lurking in the mist. Meg P's anthem, blasting through the static. Zelda sword swinging, keep it cinematic. Randy Bird with the snapback tilt. Cassie sass sharper than a blade, Bill Quill. Christy calls the shots, Alicia in the wings. Chaos in my head, but the melody sings.
Sirens wail, bassline growl, moonlit shadows, voices howl. Trash talkers silence, their echoes gone. This is our anthem, heavy like dawn.
Never routine.
Standing on the sidelines, lying on repeat. Little campfire, fiction for the front row seat. Day after day, same story, same spin. You dress up the rumor like it's evidence, then grin.
You point at a case, say look at that man. But you don't got a screenshot, don't got a plan. You talk about a white car like it's some smoking gun. But every single detail falls apart, one by one. Stop pushing the lies. Goofy gray, every word you throw. Someone pays, we gotta get the truth before another one dies. Fog lights on, we cutting through your disguise. Stop pushing the lies. Goofy gray.
Fog lights blazing, you still mumble in the haze. Goofy gray static, every channel, every day. You shout, I got proof, but your pockets stay bare. Just echo in the alley, just dust in the air. Just another idiot, storytelling every day. You build crooked houses out of things you can't say. You sell loaded rumors like they're holy signs, while family sits shaking on the other side of the line.
Stop pushing the lies. Goofy gray, every word you throw. Someone pays, we gotta get the truth before another one dies. Fog lights on, we cutting through your disguise. Stop pushing the lies. Goofy gray.
Standing.
Alrighty then. Welcome back to the cafe, guys. We are open for business. It's so great to see you all today. I hope you're having a great day. And I hope you're having an amazing weekend. Happy Saturday, everybody. And welcome back, guys. I missed you yesterday. I'm great. It's great to be here, guys. We're going to go back over, break down, and discuss some more of the document stuff. And Brian Kohberger's sister, Melissa, speaks out in the interview she did. Of course, everybody saw that. We'll discuss that as well and whatever else we jump into here at the cafe. Make sure that you grab a nice big cup so that we can fill it up with some of that truth you guys crave so very much, guys. Thank you all for being here. Hit that like button if you will, please, and thank you. Share this out. Let everybody know what we're doing in here. That being said, let's do this thing, y'all. Here we go.
Neon lights flicker like broken halos. Whispers gather in the smoke-filled air. Tables carved with secrets and shadows. Every story's a wound laid bare. The kettle's boiling with restless rage. Justice written on an unseen page. I sip the silence, bitter taste, waiting for the ghosts to show their face. At the True Crime Cafe, we serve up the pain they try to hide away. Pour another cup of the truth you crave. Raise your glass to the names they betrayed. Mirrors cracked, reflections are liars. Ashes fall where the guilty once stood. The jukebox hums like a funeral choir. Echoes pounding through the neighborhood. Every scar is a candlelit vow. We hunt the how, we demand the now. No more silence, no more disguise. We'll paint the night with sharpened cry. At the True Crime Cafe, we serve up the pain they try to hide away. Pour another cup of the truth you crave. Raise your glass to the names they betrayed. This is not a sermon, it's a battlefield hymn, a requiem dripping from the bottle's rim. The guilty write stories in invisible ink, but we'll drag it all up from the edge of the brave. At the True Crime Cafe, the reckoning burns like a black bouquet. Every shadow will pay.
Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to the cafe, guys. It's great to be back with you guys. Here we are open. The doors are open. The coffee's hot. The crime is cold and hard, and we are flowing. Yes, we are. Hello, righty then. Come on in. Welcome to my mods. Thank you to all of them for taking time out of their busy days to jump in here and help us and do the things they do to keep me going forward every single day because I couldn't do it without them. It is great to see you all, and I hope you're all having an amazing day because you are the beautiful people, and I'm grateful to be here with you. Thank you so very much for joining us. All right, guys. Again, like I said, we're going to be going and breaking down, discussing more of the document drop stuff. Hopefully, I'm going to make it as least boring as possible for you guys. We'll break it down, talk about it. We're going to discuss the fact that Melissa Kohberger, Brian's older sister, came forth with an interview through the New York Times. And of course, talk about what the repercussions of that, showing proof that they were not against him, that they did support him, they do support him, so on and so forth, which is a bunch of BS that they tried to throw out there in the beginning. We'll break that down, discuss that some more, and whatever else tickles our fancy today to be talking about. So come on in, grab a seat, get comfortable. And it looks like we got Beach Babe in the house. Astastic, welcome back. Mr. James Moen dropping number 1 on that goal already, my friend. God bless and thank you so very much for that. You are so very much appreciated. Meaning, well, I guess we got to do that too. All right. I don't know if I like that train thing. Maybe we'll try this one. Maybe not. Clap for you. Either way, thank you so much, James, for that. God bless, brother. I appreciate it. Very generous and very sweet of you. Living Dead Girls in the house. Good to see you. Phenomena, good to see you as well. Let me see here. Fizzy Cake, welcome back to you. Fizzing around. George Stewart, great to see you. Patty Barnett, welcome back. Our Jelly Beans in the house. Love seeing you here. Great to see you. Let's see. Moonlit Baby, welcome back to you. Of course, our mega stars in the house. Miss Meg, wonderful to see you, Meg. Miss Tandy's here on lunch break. Forget about it. It's a fugazi. It is. James, did you do it twice? Maybe. I'll get to those back here in a minute. Give me a minute. RJ Anderson, welcome back, brother. Good to see you. Stephen Fillmore, welcome to you, my friend. Wonderful to see you. Thank you for joining us. Aquamarine, welcome back. Senor, our brother Senor Wazowski, welcome to the house, my friend. Appreciate your insight and the way you envision things as being a retired police officer is definitely helpful in this community. We appreciate you so very much for that. Satire, welcome back to you. Wade Bird, great to see you as well. Becky, scratch it up. Great to see you. Wonderful to have you all in the house, straight from the horse's mouth. Giddy up. Great to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Gen 7 in the house again. Jesse Lynn and Teresa. Wonderful to see all of you. Thank you for joining us. Disable Me 82. Welcome back to you. Newman 2Case. Good to see you. CZ. Welcome back, CZ. Always happy to have you in the house. Good to see you. Right Turn Clyde. Welcome back to you. Let's see here. Let's see. Show. Jennifer Meineke, welcome back to you. Great to have you. Miss Kimberly, you too. Thank you for joining us today. Niles Buckman, always wonderful to see you. It is a beautiful day. True Crime Unleashed, Robert in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us today. Witchy was, Witchy is, Witchy woo. Good to see you, Miss Witchy. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate you so very much. No. The cat's meow. Good to see you. Welcome. Good to have you. I thought I saw our own Miss Molly, our amazing videographer, in here somewhere. Dana Chadwin. I think I said that right. If I didn't, my apologies. Welcome to you. I see a bunch of new faces in here. I appreciate that so very much. Chadwin. Maybe I said it right. I hope I did. Mittens for Kittens in the house. Wonderful back to see you back here. Thank you so much. Redacted doing, redacted doing, redacted doing, redacted. Welcome back, Miss Redacted. We appreciate you very much. The positive Miss Paula in the house as well. Again, Fizzy's fizzing around up here. Lisa Winchester, great to see you. My brother and yours, the last 24. Mikey's in the house. Great to see him here as always. Michael 007, welcome back, brother. Good to see you. Miss Deidre, welcome to you, and thank you for that as well. Super sticker. Very much appreciated. Very, very generous, and thank you so much. James Moen again. Wonderful to see you, brother. Astastic dropping number, I don't know which on that, but we got 5 already. You guys are cruising right along with that. Happy New Year to you, and thank you so much. Very generous of you. Very sweet. Debbie Gazzardo, welcome to you. Great to see you today. Jane Kendall, welcome back. Always a pleasure. Peaky's peeking in here too. Great to see you, Peaky. Thank you for joining us. James Mullen did drop another. Head of OSHA. Hey, hey. Thank you for joining us today, my friend. We appreciate you very much. False Star, welcome back to you. If I didn't say it already. How many did you drop there, James? Is that 2, 3? 3, I think. Busy says, Mortal Kombat! Get over here! Hemisphere's in the house. What's up, Hemi? Good to see you, brother. I missed that tree too, but I got my other ficus tree. I'll be pulling back in here soon. No worries. Let's see. Did Miss Meg drop one as well? She did. She did. I know she did. Because I know she did. Because she did. Where did it go, though? I saw it. Let me click under here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. James dropped. Maybe it wasn't Meg. I'm sorry. You dropped 4 of them. Out of 5, you dropped 4, James. Damn. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate your generosity more than you know. And God bless, my friend. And guys, again, understand that tips, donations, none of that is ever expected. That is not how we roll here. But they are so very much appreciated. They keep my bills paid, and they keep me coming to you day after day, whether it be the super chats, the super stickers, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, all that stuff is so very welcome because we got to pay bills to keep going. Essie Michaels in the house. Miss Robin Lynn, welcome in. Good to see you today. Good Lord have mercy. Thank you so much for joining us. Give me one moment. All right. Miss Dago says, hey, and hello, and thank you for supporting this channel. She's on her way home. Welcome in, everyone. Good to see you. Where's our 1-1 at today? He must be busy. Missed all of them last night over at Lee's. I had company come into town last night, so I didn't get a chance to do much of anything yesterday. But never fail. I will be over at Devil's Advocate tonight, over at Devil's Advocate tonight, joining the advocates on panel again. Great conversation set for tonight over there, guys. I'm excited. I cannot wait. Hope to see you guys there. 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Joining Lee, Miss Robin 1-1, and Mr. Joe, I do believe, if he's available. with State of the Deep. I'm looking forward to that stuff. For real, for real. It's very fun and exciting when I head on over there, guys. I heard all about what went on over there last night, and I gotta tell you, I love my new friends and panelists over there for doing what they did. For real, for real. Protecting the interest of the channel for sure. It's a good thing I wasn't there because I would have been one a spice of meatball. That's for damn sure. Dago's or DA's always on fire. For real, for real. Yes, if I would have been there, you guys, I would have been one a spice of meatball. That's for damn sure. Come on in and grab a seat. Everyone, we'll go ahead and do this for the people that want to brave the joy of sitting up here next to me and having to sniff me out, guys. But I don't stink, guys, I promise. Karmic Retribution in the house. Mods, if we can start dropping the links for these awesome creators that have joined us in here, please and thank you. I appreciate that so very much. Karmic Retribution got a great channel, though. The stuff that she's been putting out, guys, is amazing. Please make sure you subscribe and check it out as well. Robert's in the house today. True Crime Unleashed, another channel that needs to be recognized. Yes, I did miss Robin, 1-1, all them. Where is 1-1 today? He must be working. Busy. Hello to the amazing Blue Crew and all the lovely meatballs in the sauce. That's right. Devil balls. We're all devil balls now, guys. Whatever you want to call it. Meat devils, devil balls, whatever it is. Come up with a name, guys. Whatever you want to call it. You are so very welcome, Retribution. I will not call something that I don't see, and I see it. And you do amazing. And I appreciate you so very much for what you do. And so should everybody else. So, guys, please make sure you guys hit this link up right here that the amazing Miss Meg dropped. And you guys make sure that you give Meg some compliments. Look at that beautiful picture she's got up there. She changed her hair up and everything. It looks so amazing. And I think it's gorgeous, and she should know that as well. But thank you, Meg, for dropping that picture. Or I'm sorry, that link. You got me talking about that. And guys, make sure you run over, hit it up over at Karmic Retribution. Subscribe, hit the notifier, and the like button, and do not miss anything that Karmic puts out. If you will, please and thank you. Thank you, Miss Meg. Always a great job by these amazing. Did 3 times get it off. Amazing moderators that I have here. I love these peeps more than you guys know. So very much. Thank you, ladies and gents. I appreciate you guys. Yes, the saucy devil balls. I guess I'm now considered the sauce boss. I've been referred to, so it is what it is. There you go. Thank you, guys. It is a great pick, isn't it? It is. Meg's awesome. Fizzy's awesome. Miss Tandy's awesome. Tomboy's awesome. SRB's amazing. Cassie's awesome. Mama Bear's amazing. Molly's amazing. Mikey's amazing. They're all amazing. And if I forgot a name, Miss Leah is amazing. I have too many to remember all at once, guys, but they're all amazing. I love them all. I couldn't be here without them. That's for sure. Welcome. Hemisphere. How are you, my friend?
Hey, Dago, what's going on?
Not a whole lot, bro.
Yeah, I was there last night and listened to that show. It was, it turned to a complete shit show there for a minute.
Yes. I heard.
We can't be acting that way.
Well, and that's the thing. They that person shouldn't be coming on saying things like that either. That's just not. That's not good. That's not good at all. You can't go on somebody's channel and just start spitting stuff out. And Moonlit Baby again. I knew I was gonna forget somebody's name. I'm sorry, guys. I got too many of you guys in here. Moonlit Baby's amazing as well. Of course, to Miss Meg, Miss Lucy, and all the other ones. You know I love you guys so very much. But yeah, you can't go onto a channel and just start throwing things out and saying things like that. You can't just expect that, guys. And then, of course, for people just to take it and not react, come on. I would have done the same thing if I'd have been there, or probably worse. It's not my channel, but I try to respect other people's channels when I'm there. And that's the thing. When you go on somebody's panel, okay, when somebody brings you on as a guest, and Hemi knows this, he's been there. All the other guests we've had do the same thing. You respect that platform because it's not yours. It's not your own. So you, out of respect for the person that has brought you on as a guest, you respect the way they do things, and you don't throw things out there and say things that you shouldn't say. Is all I'm saying. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So it happens, but you move past it, you learn from it, and you move on. That's all.
Yeah, we all can disagree sometimes, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. No sense.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna disagree. We're gonna disagree. If we don't disagree on things, folks, it's how boring is that? Truly, come on. Then we'd be like drones and soldiers, like robotic drones. Come on now, that ain't no fun.
Yeah, sometimes when I get in a row like that, I tend to, speak over some people. Sometimes I try not to interrupt them, but when they're
Right.
thought process,
What's happening, Max? No, I agree with you, sir. I got you.
It's part of it. So.
Right, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to share your thoughts and your opinions, that's great. But just make sure that you allow somebody else to share what they think about it as well. But,
Of course, and be respectful while you're doing it. There's ways to do things and ways not. That's all I'm saying. Um, that's how it is. There's our Miss Molly right there. I know I seen her in here. I see her. Pennywise, welcome to you, Living Dead Girl. If I didn't say hi already, I'm saying it now. I'm trying to. Happy New Year to everybody that's been just now coming in here. Appreciate seeing you all. If I didn't, let me see. Moonlit baby, definitely not chopped liver. I'm sorry. I didn't see you, so I couldn't. It didn't register right away.
yeah, Meg was hollering my name in chat, and I was like, and I was cussing too in chat. It was on the Outcast show.
You'll have it. Giga Era, welcome.
So I watched Jules breakdown of this and Harsh's version of it too as well. And I can tell you one damn thing, man. It kind of made me mad. It really did. It made me mad. Idaho, Natal. Y'all gotta be ashamed of yourself.
Gotcha.
Really.
Keep going, but
It really need to be ashamed of yourselves. I mean, y'all really just unbelievable what y'all did to this man. It's one thing, to grieve, and we all want the truth at the end of the day. We want the right person caught. But when I'm hearing the prosecutor say under oath that he cannot place him there and they don't have proof he did it, and they backed him into a plea deal anyway, and then to find out even more that y'all standing pat on your stance, that y'all got the right person, and not one of y'all ever thought about what that person's family is going through. And the money that you've made on this is ridiculous. And I had to say it. I call it the way it is. This is pure evil. Because it is. Why we are treating people like this, especially when they're on the spectrum and they can't defend themselves. So we just put it all on somebody who can't defend themselves. Why? It's easy. It's so easy to do stuff like that. Just so you can have a peace of mind in that town that, the person that we got the person that's responsible. Even though we can't really prove he did it, but he's in jail, so y'all can go ahead and go on back to school. Life goes on. Is that true justice? That's Latos's justice, right? So when y'all in damage control and y'all want people to come to your college and live amongst your neighborhoods over there and maybe get a job or something, is there anybody in their right mind that's looking at this situation and going, I don't know if I want anything part of this neighborhood, this community that's this corrupt? I don't even know I want to be set foot in that damn state because of how y'all treat people. Now we found it on everybody's presumed innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Y'all took that dang on right and just threw it down the dang on trash can like it's just piece yesterday's trash shit. That's sick. Sick for doing something to people. And I hope and I pray to God that Brian Kohberger does file his appeal. And everybody that is associated with this had a hand in it, a complete justice, true justice. Those 4 kids deserve better than this. And believe it or not, the parents of the 4 kids deserves a whole lot better themselves. And for me to hear that, oh, they got the right guy, so everything's great. No, they did not get the right guy.
That's not the answer. That's not the answer at all. Because they didn't get the right guy, in my opinion, at least. And even if they did get the right guy, let me put this out there. Even if they did get the right guy, they didn't do it the right way. Okay. And that still makes it not justice to me. Guys, make sure you drop Devil's Advocate's link in here too, if you will, please. I agree with you on that, my friend.
It's lazy. It's covering each other's asses.
Yeah.
You stand in front of God and the whole daggone judge and everybody said this man didn't do it. You cannot even put the man in the house, but yet you're gonna take his goddamn plea deal.
Yeah, right. Agreed. Make sure you guys are subscribing to Devil's Advocate. If you
I really do. I hope and pray that true justice is going to come all over them. And they all going to lose their ass.
So hopefully.
And I'll be honest with you, Dago. I hope that this turns out to be a cold case. They're going to never find out who did it.
Well,
I hope that. On the other hand, I hope that don't come to pass, but I just want true justice for this.
Yeah, I hope that it doesn't become a cold case, but I do hope that it takes whatever time it takes to prove the truth on this. I hope they take their time doing it so that they do it right. That's what I want to see. McCready, Jamie, welcome to you. However long it takes, do it right. Because
it's sad. It's really, really sad that, some folks in our judicial system can be able to do something like this and then be thinking everything's great and they're justified for doing it.
Yeah, that ain't
bullshit. It's bullshit. And I've said this once, I'll say it again. This was a black eye on our judicial system. Period.
100%.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
It is 100% a black eye on the nation, the entire nation, not just the state of Idaho. Period.
Anyway, I got that off my chest. There you
go. Well, there you go. Welcome, Foxy. Good to see you.
Other than that, I was doing great, Jacob. I'm having a good day today.
That's good. That's good. It's good to hear. There's one. There he is. I was looking for you, buddy. I missed you too. I was just saying that. It's good to see you here, brother. Well, it's good. I'm glad you guys had a good day yesterday. I missed you guys last night. Like I said, I ended up with company last night that I haven't seen in a while. So I had to spread myself thin and hang out with them. Miss you, girl. Great to see you. There's going to be some interesting talking points tonight on Devil's Advocates, guys, that I'm really excited about. We got stuff to talk about here today. I'm excited about that as well. So plenty to talk about. My jaw is probably going to be sewed shut in the next couple of days if I keep going because I got plenty to talk about. Yeah, I heard all about it. I talked to Lee earlier one. He told me all about it. Sorry that happened like that. But sometimes you just can't tell what's going to happen when you bring somebody up there, and you just have to trust in some. We try to trust in people that they're going to do things the right way. Okay. And unfortunately, that just doesn't always happen. I've had my run in with people in that same sense, guys. Just saying.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
come
be
across
careful.
people. I just come across people whenever that has attitudes like that. I don't even. I let them have their say and then go on about what I'm doing. And
Yeah,
I'm
that
not even
wasn't.
trying to
That was, by
guess.
the way, that just so you guys know, that wasn't Twiz last night that was over there. Just so you guys know. So anyway, moving on. Moving on. Um, Great to see you, 1-1. Exactly. Exactly. And there's so many opposing views on this case, guys. That's something to understand. So many opposing views. It's hard to hear them all at one time. Sometimes they don't agree. Sometimes they disagree. You know, things happen. That's what this is all about. In some ways, sometimes it becomes rough. Sometimes it don't. Either way, no big deal. Barriqua. I think I said that right. I never did know, but welcome. Good to see you. It's great to see all this green in here, but we still got plenty of white in here, guys. So, you know, if you guys want to become a member, there's links in there to do it. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it is there for you. Um, yeah, and that's another thing to discuss. In my opinion, this is no, that was something that was going to be brought up as well. The
We'll find someone.
the interview that we reviewed or not the interview, the email, I'm sorry, that Harsh had gotten the other day that he put out. And it's not his fault, guys. Somebody sent that to him. He didn't invent that or create that. He just read it to you guys. I think and in my opinion, I don't give a lot of validity to it, in my opinion. I think it's a little bit of BS. I'll just say that. So we'll find out. We'll find out if there's anything that can back it down the road if he were to get it. But you know, I don't know. I haven't even checked to see if I got the email. Maybe I should. Who knows? Let me look. I haven't been checking my email unless I'm told to over the past couple of days. I've been forgetting to. I need to go through it, by the way. Clean this out. It's pretty overloaded, you guys. Pretty overloaded. I just may not have gotten it yet. Let me see here. Show. I have to go in deep and look. I don't have anything that I can see right on the top surface there. So as of right now, no worries. Anyway, let me see over here. What the hell?
It might be my wishful thinking in this and how I really and truly feel. I don't like to be biased about a situation like this, but I can't help myself but think I am. Somebody mentioned something about education. In other words, for a defendant not to be saying anything, kind of like what Brian Kohberger did. And the prosecutor pretty much said that he has nothing of value to say anything about anything at all.
Right.
Well, that could be because they're scared that he might go against their narrative and say something that is very important of his innocence. So I'm wondering, and I want to ask. I don't mind asking a dumb question because I really don't know, and if it's dumb, that's okay. I'll take that. But in a situation where we're talking about appeal, and you ain't never had any form of communication with the defendant at all, would that come and bite them on the ass at the end if they do or not? Because I know everything you say can be held against you. So
To some extent, yeah. But at the end like that, I don't know. It's a good question, though. Honestly, I
I
don't know.
posted I posted a video in our Discord. They go under Idaho 4 General. It's the
Hmm.
very last one. It's a short, and that's what she was talking about, and it kind of raised a question in my mind because Brian Kohberger, we have not had any form of interview with Brian Kohberger. All we've had was a picture of him with handcuffs with the officers around him. But I don't think we've ever had anything or Brian Kohberger at the time coming out with an interview to make a statement.
We had um, we had a report. We read through a report of the interrogation interview that was done. Um, that's it. We've never seen a live version of it. We've never seen the Pennsylvania stuff. None of that, and they're not going to give it to us. But that's all we've really had. And Brian hasn't spoke out to the public that I know of ever. We do have what we're going to review today. Melissa, his older sister, did finally speak out to the New York Times and gave them an interview. We're going to read through that. That in itself, just from what I can tell you that I read, tells me that uh, Michael, Marianne, Amanda, and Melissa Kohberger, his entire family, have been behind him from the beginning. Okay, and they still support him. The biggest issue and the reason why they haven't spoke out, from what I've gathered, is because they're human beings. Okay, they're good people. They're God loving people. I'll put it that way. They feel guilty about speaking out and relaying what they've gone through to people because they feel that it's not anywhere near close enough to the horror that the victims' families have gone through, and that says something about these people. That they're going through what they're going through with their brother and their son, and they don't want to speak out because they feel bad. They don't want to give into the public and tell the public what they're going through because it's not anywhere close to the horror and the damage that has been done to the families of the victims. That says a lot, guys, about these people. They're not bad people by any means, and some of the guilters have attacked them. Okay, the two sisters had issues with their employment over this. Marianne and Michael both have had health problems over this. His mom and dad. I mean, they're going through it too, folks. Okay, but we know that the victims' families have gone through hell and back time and time again. We all know that. That's absolute. Okay, but these people are going through hell as well, and they haven't spoke out because they don't think they deserve the right to do that because they haven't gone through anywhere near what the other families have gone through, and that's sad. Okay, because they're going through it too. And it's even worse. It would be even worse if it comes to be that Brian's innocent. Imagine what they've gone through all of this, and he's not even guilty in this. Okay, so we know that. It's pretty bad, the people that have attacked these people, by the way. That bothers me a lot because they had nothing. Even if Brian was the one that did this, they didn't do it. They didn't train him to do it. They didn't tell him to go do it. They didn't raise him to go do it. That's the bullshit right there. Okay? That's a good way to put it, Carmick. They're selfless people. They're good people. Okay? And that also plays into the theory and the thought process. And I'm not saying this means anything, but this is where and how Brian was raised by these people, with these people. That says a lot. Okay. So you got to remember that too. That doesn't mean that he couldn't do this. It just means that it leaves more doubt in my mind. That's all I'm saying. Welcome, V. Good to see you. Christine heard you as well.
And I get it. Okay. And I've always had this question too, Dago. If you did something like this, right? Months in advance, you invited your dad to come for fly out, so y'all do the cross country thing. You kind of do the mail bonding thing cross country.
That was in that. Yeah, you're right. That was planned when Brian moved here. They had that pre-planned way back then in June.
Right. So
right.
My point of bringing that up is knowing that you just killed 4 freaking people.
Right.
You got the whole freaking town on high alert looking for your ass. Why would you put your dad in the middle of that? You see what I'm saying? Does that make any kind of sense?
And that's another point that is. I'm glad you brought that up too, because Brian loves his parents. I think that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons Brian may have taken the plea deal was to protect his family, his parents, in some aspect, possibly. Okay. That being said, with what Hemi just said, I don't believe he would put his parents in a situation or predicament to go through that. That's another thing. Okay. Thank you so much for that, Witchy. And it says, are there non-creepy ways to send his family support? Truly and honestly, I'll be honest with you, you could just write a letter and send them a letter if you are able to do that, and just let them know that we support them. That's all you can say. That would be the best way I would think, Witchy. But thank you so much for that. Number 7 on the goal. You're amazing, generous, and glorious for doing that. We appreciate that so very much. But that's the best thing I could think you could do, guys, was just say, hey, we understand what you've gone through. This horrendous situation is horrendous in any aspect that you look at it. Just know that we support you as a society. And we hope that you're doing well and in good health and things like that. Because I know, like I said, Brian's dad is having heart issues now, which is why he wasn't at the sentencing hearing. Melissa stayed home to take care of him, which is why she wasn't at the sentencing hearing. Marianne has had health issues, and the stress that has relayed from this has caused that more. Okay. So they're going through it too, guys, and in a bad way. So that's my best option, at least as far as advice I can give on that one, Witchy. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do something in that form. I think they need to know that there's people in the world that support them, because they've seen nothing but negativity and people attacking them. And what did you raise a monster and do this and do that? And I mean, that's ridiculous. Okay. As adults, we make our own choices. No matter how we're raised, no matter what it is, we make our own choices. I'm sure that there were things in Dahmer's family, people in his family that were decent people. He was raised with certain values at some point. Same with Bundy. I can't speak on Richard Ramirez. I have no idea about his family, but many of the other people that we've seen that have done some of these things, I'm sure that some of them come from very good families. Okay. We don't know completely, but it's just a thought. I'm saying we cannot, as a society, we cannot judge people based on things that people around them do. It's not their fault. That's all I'm saying. Okay. That's never been anything I understand. Just because you're related to somebody doesn't mean that you're a bad person if they've done something wrong. It's ridiculous, folks. I think we all know that. Now, take that into effect and think about the fact, if Brian's actually innocent, that's even worse. Okay. Because not only are you condemning one man for something he didn't do because of systemic bullshit that's been put out through the media and everything else, but you're also condemning his family for no fucking reason. And it's sickening to me to see that happen. And if something bad were to happen to one of his parents due to their health problems because of the stress that's been overlaid on them because of this, shame on you. Shame on you. That's all I'm saying. Shame on you.
Yeah, shame on the whole daggone state for that, man. That's just, it's crazy. It's just beyond crazy.
Right. They need to see, that God don't like ugly folks. And I know a lot of you guys aren't religious. I'm not a holy rolling psycho. People call that those people out there. I'm not that person, but I have faith. I have my God in my heart. Okay. I pray to my God whenever I need to. I pray for other people that I need to. That's me. And other people do it their own way. But I just know one thing, that there's a greater power above us all, in my opinion. Okay. And I feel that power is real. And I feel it. I believe in karma too, guys. That's something huge for me. Huge for me. I believe in karma big time. I think I've seen it in action. So just remember that there's always a beginning and an end to everything, including us. And in the end of whatever it is, you don't want to go out being ugly, folks. I'm just saying.
It's kind of like,
I'm not
you
trying to
hear when you hear something and you're getting the knowledge of it, and something just don't feel right about what's coming to you, and it's a lie, but you can have access to it, and you can find out for yourself for the truth, and you start looking into the stuff, and you start seeing, Okay, that don't match up with this. This don't match up. This don't match up.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get curious about finding out what the truth is, you start asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
What bothers me is the blind faith that these people have in their judicial system of law enforcement that has flat out lied time and time and time and time again. And these people going to say, you know what? We got our guy. We
Well,
all right.
with that being said, and we've seen that happen, and I agree with Robin. I do agree that our own Tommy Jude is up there shaking shit loose. Amen to that one, Robin. I agree with that. But God love him. We miss him for real. The problem is though, is I don't think in some senses, let me say it this way. In some senses, yes, you're absolutely right. But in some senses, I think some people feel like they have nothing else to grab hold of. In turn, they can't get any kind of relief out of that. So if there's nothing to grab, there's no relief. Good Lord. Sorry, you guys. I keep hiccuping and catching in my talk. But in turn, if you have nothing else to grab hold of, you got to grab something to feel some kind of relief for the situation. That could be happening in some aspect too. And I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just saying I believe that could be some of the reason if that's what it is.
That's yeah. I got you on that. I mean, because I think some of this is it's not manipulating the mind. It's being brainwashed. You're in that environment for so long that you're already engulfed in the environment over there. So when something does happen, this is not out of the norm. This is how we react.
Right.
Whereas if you was to remove somebody like that and put them in another environment and the same thing happens, but they get the different result, they might trip the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good point. Good point.
So I believe that's an aspect, and I'm not trying to say they're being brainwashed. We're just looking outside the litter box, man, and saying that your shit stinks, bro.
100%.
Bottom line.
Yes, very good point. Very, very good point. My God, with this phone thing already. Stop it already. Jesus. Give me. Did they hang up? Hold on. These telemarketers are pissing me off. No matter how many times I put them on a block list, they still call me day after day after day after day.
I'm still getting those damn phone calls from all these damn insurance companies.
That's what I'm getting.
I told them what to do. If I want
what
insurance, if I want some kind of insurance, it don't matter what it is, I'll go fucking shopping, dude. I don't need you to be calling me and asking me for quotes and what kind of all that bullshit. Get off my phone.
No, yeah, that was insurance again. I can recognize the number, and I'll tell them day after day, I don't want to talk to you. Okay, click, they call back. So
yeah,
imagine having your home raided in the middle of the night at gunpoint and flash grenades, and they never interviewed him first. That's my point. They did all that, in my opinion, cocaine. They did all that for show. They had to make a show. They had to make this guy look like the monster that they created. Because he's not, okay? Because the public would have never believed that this man was the monster that they made him out to be. And they knew he wouldn't, because we don't. Because we looked past all the propaganda, the media bullshit that was being thrown at us day after day after day after day. And to cover their bullshit, okay? Let's kick the doors and windows in and throw them to the ground and flash grenade the house and give the parents damn near a heart attack, so on and so forth, when all we had to do was call him in to the station and say, hey, did you do this?
That's kind of like the military was trying to go for or catching Osama bin Laden, and they had 2 helicopters just land in sight outside of the walls and stuff, and they just come and ram into the whole fortress to get your ass.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Agreed. It is. It's insane.
It's over the top, man.
It is, and it pisses me off to no end, the things they've done to make this be what it is. And I tell you guys, what it brings out of me. Absolutely nuts. Every time. Every time. That's how I feel, folks. Every time. Every time I see one of these stories, every time I read one of these things, when I hear these statements about this, so on and so forth, none of that had to happen. We have phones for a reason. Hey, Mr. Kohberger. Hi, this is Detective such and such from such and such. Can you come in and talk to us today, please? If you would. That's all it would have taken. But they couldn't do that. They had to chase him across the United States, kick in his parents' windows and doors, drag him out of the house, and make a big old scene for no reason, in my opinion. So, just saying.
Using the flashbang hit grenades in the whole 9 yards.
None of that had to happen. None of that. The dude was standing there sorting garbage, they say, in his underwear, his boxer shorts, his pajamas. Everybody's in bed. So what the hell were you doing? That right there creates the narrative, because if you pay attention, then they had to broadcast on the news the entire flight across America to bring him back to Idaho and watch. We had to watch him walk in chains through the airport tarmac, and then to the police station, and then the court hearing, and blah, 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 blah. It was ridiculous. Okay. It was all ridiculous. And like I said, if it comes out in the end that the man's innocent and they prove it to no doubt, shame on all of you. Shame on all of you for spending the money that you did, the tax dollars that you did, the broadcast that you spread for 3 years, propaganda, and you knew you were wrong, and shame on every single one of you that went along with that. No, 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 folks. Goofy ass people, I'm telling you. Just like now, the song that I made that stop spreading the lies, Goofy Gray. Keep doing it, bro. Keep doing it. You know you're wrong.
It was never about.
It was never about. It's bullshit.
It was never about those victims.
Never has been. No, it had never has been. The only part of that is about them is the fact, the cover up that they've done. That's it. That's it, in my opinion. And that's why this is important to me right here, you guys. I wanted to show you real quick. If I can find it. I think I lost it. There it is. The New York Times did an interview with Miss Melissa Kohberger. Okay. These are his two sisters, both successful, beautiful young women. No criminal records, no nothing. This family's not a bad family, you guys. This is a very good family that good people have come from. His mother's a teacher. His father worked within the school. Both sisters have college degrees that they're, dealing and working in psychology. And again, guys, I know that you cannot judge somebody based on what their family looks like or how they were raised or any of that, but it does point to something. It does point to something. I'll just tell you that. Tell me it doesn't matter completely. You're wrong, because it does. Okay. It truly does. It does tell a little bit of a story about these people and that person that has been convicted of this crime. I'm not saying he couldn't have done it because of this. What I'm saying is you need to pay attention to this other stuff as well. These people are not bad people. They didn't raise this man to be a monster. There were values in as he was brought up through his whole life. All of that. Welcome, Cat Lady. Great to see you. Yeah, and then immediately, like she said too, Cat Lady just said that they were looking for anything else they could pin on Brian Kohberger, guys, because I think they thought that if they could pin something else on him, that would make this stick better. But guess what happened? Nope. Didn't happen, did it? It's a damn shame. And now we see that there's somebody that went as far as to fraudulently try to write a book and then throw Melissa's name on it, guys. How about that shit? She never told a fucking story or wrote a book. None of that stuff. In here.
So I have a question. Knowing that they have gone to that extreme, and if they come to find out they do know who did this and all the parties that was involved, how are they that important that you would go to that extreme just to make sure you got a plea deal on this?
That's the question that we need to get the answer to right there. The main question, in my opinion. I'll say that much. Let me read this to you guys real quick. and then you can take what we just talked about and wash that through for a minute, okay? Um, and I'm glad one of them finally did this, okay? Because it was just going to get harder and harder and darker for them, I think. So I'm glad that Melissa did this. Um,
Well, hopefully it opened up the doors for a lot of stuff that's going to come out and open.
Hopefully, yeah, that would be good. That would be great. It says her brother pleaded guilty, and this is again through the New York Times, to the Idaho murders, and now she's ready to talk. And it's not huge, guys, but it's enough to tell you a little bit of a story. Since the arrest of Brian Kohberger in the murder of the 4 college students, a case has captivated the nation. His family stayed silent. His sister now describes her pain and confusion. And this is his sister, Melissa, his older sister. This was as of January 3rd of 26, and it was written by Mike Baker, if that matters. The harrowing news had spread across the country in the fall of 22. 4 college students were found stabbed to death at a house near the University of Idaho campus. Mel Kohberger, short for Melissa, who was preparing to start a new job as a mental health therapist in New Jersey, could not help feeling a sense of alarm. Her brother Brian was living just 15 minutes from the scene of the mysterious killings. Investigators had no suspects, and Brian was just the type of person who would leave his door unlocked and go out on late night jogs. Remember that too. Brian, you're running outside and this psycho killer is on the loose. She remembers telling him, be careful. He thanked her for checking on him and assured her that he would stay safe. In early December that year, her brother returned to their parents' home in Pennsylvania for the holidays. And later that month, Ms. Kohberger got a call from her sister, Amanda. Law enforcement officers had burst into the house in the middle of the night and placed Mr. Kohberger in cuffs. And she was like, I'm with the FBI. Brian's been arrested. And Ms. Kohberger said, I was like, for what? The response, the Idaho murders? For a brief moment, she wondered if it was a prank, and then a sense of nausea overtook her. Literally overnight, the mystery of who stabbed 4 young people to death in an ordinary neighborhood full of college students gave way to a new question. Why Mr. Kohberger, a reclusive but dedicated PhD student who had been on a path to a career in criminology, may have mounted a silent and brutal attack on 4 students from another university who had no apparent connection to him? The arrest upended the lives of the Kohberger family. Tabloids stationed cameras outside their homes, snapping images of Ms. Kohberger's father cleaning up the damage from the police raid. Online sleuths scrutinized footage of Amanda acting in a 2011 horror film that also involved stabbings. Ms. Kohberger said she was angered by internet posts from people who speculated whether her family had known all along that Mr. Kohberger was the killer. I've always been a person who has spoken up for what was right, she said, and if I ever had a reason to believe that my brother did anything, I would have turned him in. There's your answer to that question, folks. There's your answer to the bullshit that the prosecution put out, that she was going to be testifying against him. And again, one more statement that was made that was absolute false, that she was testifying against him, that she was the one that turned him in, that she was the one that made a big deal about it. It never happened. Proof once again. For the past 3 years, the family has kept quiet, avoiding interviews, even as Mr. Kohberger pleaded guilty and accepted 4 life sentences. His parents and siblings wanted to do everything in their power to respect the victims' families during the legal process. Ms. Kohberger said even now she expressed fear that she might say something that could further traumatize them. Her family's challenges, she said several times, cannot compare to what those families have endured. And while the family still does not want to discuss the crime itself, Ms. Kohberger agreed recently to share part of their story, saying she hoped that she could bring out the truth about her family and what it has been like to be dragged into the epicenter of a true crime epic. So she wants to bring out the truth. Family members of high-profile criminals have long struggled to navigate the collateral infamy thrust upon them. The Kohbergers found themselves not just interrogated by detectives, but subject to the scrutiny of an assortment of amateur sleuths, that's us, part of a true crime fervor that has brought millions of people together in Facebook groups, Reddit forums, and YouTube channels. Now, gratefully, there's quite a few of our channels that did not allow for this, And I'm grateful to every one of the creators that was that person, including myself. Okay. Um, when her brother was arrested, Ms. Kohberger had been training to start a new job as a mental health counselor. But her new employer was so flooded with inquiries that she agreed to abandon the position. More recently, a book about the case emerged on Amazon with an author listed as Melissa J. Kohberger, suggesting that someone was trying to make money by selling a false version of her story. It's confusing, she said, and it's painful. It's like being victimized, but not really being a victim. Mr. Kohberger grew up in the Poconos in a home centered on family, with readings of books like Little House on the Prairie and lessons rooted in their mother's Catholic upbringing. Ms. Kohberger said she and her brother and sister have been imbued with values of loyalty, self reliance, and putting the needs of others ahead of their own. Some of her fondest childhood memories were the nights with her parents, Marianne and Michael, ordered takeout food and woke up the children, laying blankets out on the deck. There, they all looked up at the stars, talking about astronomy and the wonders of the world. Gee, astronomy. You mean like meteor showers that would roll over Wawa Park? Okay. Anyway, friends have described how Mr. Kohberger had been overweight as a teenager and had a standoffish personality, something the family now believes was related to autism. He endured persistent bullying, Ms. Kohberger said. He wrote online during those years of having no emotion, little remorse, and feeling as if he was an organic sack of meat with no self worth. Later, he spiraled into heroin addiction, which, again, I've claimed to you guys, in my opinion, was self medicating because he didn't understand himself, because he had not been presumptively diagnosed true to form with the autism in that sense. Okay. It was never revisited. Just saying. When he stole Ms. Kohberger's phone and sold it at a mall to buy more drugs, she said her parents alerted the police. Ms. Kohberger said they were all worried that he was on a path to an early death and was ultimately happened with one of his friends. That's Jeremy, his best friend. But after he went through treatment, she said Mr. Kohberger seemed to be in a better trajectory. She and her brother both shared an interest in crimes and psychology. She was a career in mental health therapy. He began discussing a career in policing and going on to study psychology at DeSales University in Eastern Pennsylvania before getting accepted into a PhD program in criminology at Washington State University. We were all so proud of him because he had overcome so much, she said. He was still socially awkward, but could be abrasive, she said. They often argued. Still, she said that she never saw him be violent. When she once tried to force him out of the house during an argument, he de-escalated the situation by holding back her hands. The lack of violent history was one reason the family found it so disorienting to hear that Mr. Kohberger was accused of such a barbaric crime. In the days before the raid, the family had gathered for Christmas. Ms. Kohberger remembered being thrilled to see her brother back home in PA and hugging him tightly to accommodate the strict diet that he now followed. Their mother had made him vegan cookies for the holidays, and they played TV party games. One night, as Miss Kohberger was cleaning up the kitchen, a sharp edge of foil caused her finger to bleed. This is kind of important to hear right here, folks. Caused her finger to bleed, and her brother, initially expressing disgust at the sight of blood, helped clean the cut and cover it with a bandage. During those days at home, Ms. Kohberger said she recalls him only briefly mentioning the Idaho murders, saying that investigators were still hunting for the killer. Investigators, after going weeks without naming a suspect, had turned to the public in early December and requested help finding a white Hyundai Elantra of a model year between 11 and 13 that had been circling near the victim's house on the night of the killings. Ms. Kohberger, knowing that her brother had driven a white Elantra back from school, said she had briefly wondered if they were looking for the same model, but then learned that his was from a different year, 2015. Unknown to the family, investigators had pinpointed Mr. Kohberger as a suspect within days of his return to Pennsylvania. They were already surveilling the house. In the early hours of December 30th of 22, while Mr. Kohberger and his parents were alone in the house, police officers burst in with guns drawn, shattering glass, and rushing to place him in handcuffs. In court, law enforcement officials said that Mr. Kohberger's DNA was found on a knife sheath that had been left next to two of the victims. Amazon records showed that he had purchased the same style of knife, and there was the white Elantra. Investigators determined that the car seen near the murder house matched the model that he drove. Conveniently, Ms. Kohberger said her mother has been praying daily for the families of the victims. Ms. Kohberger herself has put the names of the victims, Madison Mogan, Kaylee Goncalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, and their birthdays into her digital calendar so that she will get reminders about them. During holidays, she said her family has felt grief that Mr. Kohberger could not be with them, but then she would think of the victims' families and the pain that they must be feeling. The idea is making me so emotional that I can barely speak to you about it, she said in tears. Steve Goncalves, the father of Ms. Goncalves, said that he had sympathy for Mr. Kohberger's sisters and the scrutiny that they had endured in recent years. But he said he still had lingering questions about what Mr. Kohberger's parents might have known or suspected. As the criminal case proceeded, the Kohberger family was troubled by the intense discussion around it. Mr. Kohberger's emotionless mannerisms, which the family attributed to his autism, became something people treated as evidence of him being a monster. Research has not established any conclusive causal links between autism and violent crime. There were reports that he had interacted with some of the victims on social media or had gone to a restaurant where two of them worked, but investigators later dismissed those claims. So there again, that is just reiterating the fact that Brian never went to the Mad Greek, folks, as we all know, okay? All of the attention Ms. Kohberger said made it so hard to imagine that her brother could ever get a fair trial, which he didn't, and she could see that the wild speculation surrounding the case seemed hurtful to the families and victims and friends of the students who died. Once an avid true crime fan herself, she now looks back on that with regret. It's human nature to be curious about darker things, she said, but that's how we keep ourselves safe. But I think we should try and come together for a true crime culture that is way more protective and empathetic to the families of the victims. The family has tried to support Mr. Kohberger since his arrest. They have held regular calls with him. Now, I want you guys to hear this too, because this is not something a family that doesn't support their son and brother would do, okay? They have had regular calls with him, avoiding discussions about details of the case. Ms. Kohberger said she has kept him posted about life back home, and he sometimes talks about his latest interests in psychology, the Myers-Briggs personality assessment, and the bicameral mind theory, in which the two sides of ancient human brains operated independently. For his birthday, Mr. Kohberger asked his family to make a cake that he thought his sister Amanda would like, and he asked Melissa to blow out the candles. Through it all, they have tried to reconcile the son and brother that they loved, and still do, with the man that's depicted by prosecutors and the police, the man who pleaded guilty to killing 4 young people with no apparent motive. When he entered the guilty plea in July, his parents attended with his mother sobbing in the front row. Weeks later, when he was sentenced, Ms. Kohberger had hoped to attend, but she stayed home to care for her father, who had developed heart problems. They watched the hearing together on television. Some of the victims' family members, given a chance to address the court, unloaded their anger at Mr. Kohberger, who sat largely in a blank-faced silence. "You're definitely a demon from hell," one member said, through a lawyer. "The truth is, you're as dumb as they come. Stupid, clumsy, slow, sloppy, weak, dirty," said another. And the judge said that he could not discern any redeeming quality in Mr. Kohberger because his grotesque acts of evil have buried and hidden anything that might have been good or intrinsically human about him. Sorry, guys, I need my glasses. That right there is the piece of paper that Brian had sitting next to him that everybody tried to say was a black, evil heart. That's what it was. And you're about to hear where it came from, folks, for those of you that didn't know this. Through it all, Mr. Kohberger sat with his hands in his lap, nothing in front of him but a pen and a piece of paper that appeared to have a small drawing on it. On the internet, some of the amateur sleuths watching the proceedings zoomed in to scrutinize the sketch, speculating that it appeared to be a dark heart. Brian Kohberger keeps creepy drawing close during sentencing for quadruple homicide, or killing, I'm sorry. A tabloid that headline declared, in truth, Ms. Kohberger said it was a heart surrounded by vibrant colors that she herself had drawn for her brother. Even if she could not be there in person, she said she wanted him to know that he was loved. It sickens me. It sickens me to see, and I'm not talking about all guilters, because not all guilters are ignorant people. The ignorant, disgusting, fucked in the head guilters that have done what they've done here. These are real fucking human beings, folks, that have hearts and feelings and souls. Okay? And this is what has been done. Again, now you telling me after hearing that you don't view this family and or the defendant in a different way, because I know I do, and God bless them. Okay, and I hope and pray that they can feel some sort of good in their bodies, in their souls, in their hearts, in their lives. Okay, I hope they can. And shame on the part of society that has condemned them and done the things that they've done to them and made them feel that they have. Shame on you. Welcome, AR. Good to see you, bud. Thank you for joining us.
That took a whole lot of courage to come out and make a statement like that.
Sure
And I often hear about people that out of a tragedy, I always try to make something positive out of it. And my hope is she is in true crime community. She keeps keep going after that and making an example of how to change something like this, because this shouldn't even be going on in the first place. And I think we all can agree with that.
Absolutely.
But for her to come out the way she did to make a statement like that says a lot about her strength as a human being. And I hope and pray that she steps forward with that strength and make a difference in this realm.
100%. And like Tandy just said, they know who they are. They do. They know who they are. 100%. Okay. And again, shame on you. Shame
Yeah.
on you. And I believe in karma. Okay. I fully, truly, wholeheartedly believe in karma.
And I've whispered this the past few days here. That link up there is for everybody who wants to come up on panel. So if anybody in the Kohberger family or any of the victims' families, if you're willing to come up on stage, not have an interview, but just make a statement, just get it off your chest. We're here. We want to see true justice. We want to see the right people get what they deserve. There's a lot of people's hands is dirty in this. And I hope and pray that Brian Kohberger gets true justice. I hope and pray that the victims get true justice, and even the families get true justice in all of this.
And that includes the family of the so-called alleged defendant, in my opinion, yes. And I want this to be said, and I want this to be heard, that I absolutely advocate and will continue to advocate for the Kohberger family in any way I can, to let them know that they are supported, that they have support, that there are people that are here to feel the pain with them that they're going through, and that love and care about them as a people in society the way the rest of us do and should. And I will advocate for that day after day after day after day, and will always keep his family in my thoughts and prayers. Period.
And also, to everybody who knows Brian, that can be able to speak to Brian, let him know, hey, you got some people out here that's cheering for you, buddy. We're right with you. So he's not alone. I want to put that out there as well.
I think he's starting to realize that. That sounds really good, typically. I think he's starting to realize that and know that there is a lot of support out here that's out here trying to prove that what was done is not it was not done the right way. Whether he did it or didn't do it, if nothing, I'm not advocating for a murderer. Okay, folks, I want you to know that I am not. And all these idiotic guilters out there that think that they're going to say that, I'm not here advocating for a murderer. I'm advocating for a system that has made somebody a murderer without giving us proof to tell us that that person is that person. Okay, if that makes any sense, that's what I'm here advocating for, and nothing less. Um, real quick, welcome Rui Manu, Bry guys in the house. Beth Wagner, welcome. Good to see you. Miss Michelle, good to see you as well. Joanne, welcome to you. Oop, wait a minute. Welcome to you. Satire, I did see you, but welcome again, dear. Miss Kim is in the house with Typically Unique, guys. Make sure that link is in here. Good to see you. That's a great statement, Mikey. Altruistic Murder, welcome to you. Thank you for joining us. Brian Todd, welcome to good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here as well. Mimi422, thank you for joining us today. Anybody I am missing, I promise I will
they
catch.
go. I know you probably already have planned. We don't have to do it today. We can do it sometime in the future, whatever. But in Discord, in general, Idaho 4 chat, I posted a video of what they call leaks, and
Mm-hmm.
it's uh, the lawyer Myers. It's one of his associates, I guess, from California, put a video out on that. Very good. Very, very
I'll
good.
check it out. I will definitely. What's up, Buddy Bear? I'll check it out. We might look at it today as well. Um,
I
like
don't want you to deviate whatever plans you have, Dago. You know, this
that's
is your
fine.
channel. You
I
do
can
what you
work
want.
things together. I know how to weave things together. No big deal. And I have plenty of time, so that's no big deal. I have plenty of other days to do other things if I need to, when I need to, how I need to. It's no big deal. I have not seen that or heard that yet, Joanne. I've never heard that he has new representation. It could just be a rumor that somebody started just to start a rumor because we know that that happens and it has happened a lot in this case. We missed you too, Kim. Wonderful to see you. And by the way, Kim, the link, you have it in Discord as well as here. You're welcome to join us. I'd love to hear from you as well. Cheryl Mims, welcome to you. Thank you for joining us today as well. Tomboy's in the house. Said the bird has landed. There's our tomboy herself. Good to see you, tomboy. Thank you for being here.
And also, I like to mention that Devil's Advocate read a letter that he sent to the Kohbergers. So
Yeah, he did. He did. Lee has sent off a letter to the Kohberger family. My understanding is that he believes they received it. And we'll see if they respond. That'd be awesome. But thank you, Tomboy, for that. It says one of three. Then we have two of three. Thank you for that as well. And I think we're about to hit the mark on the goal, guys, because Tomboy is awesome. Very generous of you, Tomboy. Thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing from something about that if there is anything that comes back on that. And God bless Lee for doing that as well. That's very awesome. And number three, confetti time. There you guys go. Thank you so much, Tomboy. Guys, we hit the number one goal today. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you very much. There's Ro. No, you're not late at all, dear. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah. Send an invitation out to Ann Taylor herself too. She wants to come up here, and she's more than welcome too.
Bill Thompson, you saying?
No, not Bill Thompson. I'm talking about Ann Taylor.
Oh, Ann Taylor, of course. That'll never happen. Yeah. My panel is definitely open for Ann Taylor. I'll tell you that much. Absolutely. Lori there, I think. Miss Lori, maybe? Yes, it is.
Yeah. Hello.
Welcome, Miss Lori. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good. I hope you guys are well.
Thank you. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you joining us up here today.
Yeah. I just had I just had a couple things I noticed about the article that I just wanted to bring up. That the first thing I noticed is that I didn't notice who wrote the article. Like, was that from a paywall, New York Times, or I think that's what I saw earlier.
Hold on, let me look. I'll pull it back up for you guys real quick here. 1 second. Yeah, I guess another creator put a rumor out about him having new. To answer that question about him having new representation, my understanding is that Ann Taylor has not signed off as defense. I haven't seen anything new about any kind of documentation proving that there's new representation, so I cannot take that as a factual statement until I can see some kind of proof on that. So I'm just gonna, I guess, push it to the side. No disrespect to the creator that put it out. I'm just gonna push it to the side and wait until we find some kind of, true to form knowledge of that has verifiable proof. I'll just say it that way. I like to go with as much fact as I can in an aspect and something like that specifically. So that's all I can say. And hold on 1 second here, Lori. Let me see if I can find that and pull it back up for you.
Okay. I saw it. I worked just last night and I worked till 1 a.m. So I was tired, but like on Facebook, I'm in the Idaho for an aliving group, and then I'm in 2 other groups, but I'm really active in the first group because there's a lot of well, I wouldn't say a lot. I mean, it's been really awesome this last, I'd say, 6 months to see the amount of guilters just really go down,
Mhm.
down, because they're really starting to see,
Common
hey,
sense.
there's a lot of pretty shady stuff going
They
on.
got.
So
I
yeah,
think.
it
Yeah,
is the New York Times.
I.
Okay.
I think they have some common sense, Lori, and they're starting to see the
Yeah.
things that we've been seeing forever.
Yeah.
And they're not being led around by their nose in some aspect anymore. And they're actually
Mhm.
looking at things, reading into things, and you know what I mean? I think that's what's going on here. So
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And it's good to see. And I intentionally, it's not that I'm a confrontational person. I'm not. I absolutely do not like to argue, but
right, right.
I also feel very passionate about this case, and so my way of arguing per se is going to be to post what I have to say, and then I will get a guilter who is going to obviously do name calling or whatever, because that's what they resort to, because they
Mhm.
have no good comeback, and then
Exactly.
I'll just come back to them with oh, okay, well, that was really intelligent conversation. Thanks for that. Like,
Sure.
just literally like call them out on their
100%.
inability to with a good comeback, or I will just give them the facts of the documents, and that's what
That's
I
the best
have
we
for
can
you.
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best thing
And
we can do, you guys. And we can say
yeah.
anytime there's a statement made that we know, and there's so many of them, okay? Hence the reason why I wrote that goofy ass song, because it's just proof of there's so many people that are out here saying things that we know have been proven to not be true. So no matter how many times, and people that are saying this is not true are people such as the prosecuting attorney, the judge, the 2 main lead detectives on this case are saying, no, this is not true. No, that's not true. No, that
Oh
didn't
yeah.
happen. No, this
Yeah.
didn't happen. And there's people that are still saying, oh, but this happened, that happened, this happened. And these people are saying, no, it didn't. Stop saying it. And they're still doing it. And in that sense,
Mhm.
Lori, I hate to say this, but no, I don't hate to say this. I mean to say this, that there should be some accountability at that aspect when you're blatantly lying to the world, to the public, and making a statement about something as serious as this and saying Brian Kohberger cleaned his car with bleach at his parents' house, and the prosecutor says, no, he didn't. You should be held accountable for that in that aspect, because that should not be allowed. Okay. There's been enough propaganda put out about this man. Shut up,
Mhm.
sit down,
Mhm.
and get your facts right, or just don't talk. That's my
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are in, like I said, seeing the reversal, the change of heart that people have had. It's, they're not only saying now that, oh wow, okay, so maybe he's not guilty. I'm seeing all these facts that,
exactly.
that has came out, but they're also, I'm seeing uh people say Thompson and Hippler need to be held accountable, which is really good.
They
So
do. Yeah.
they do, yeah. So I'm sorry, I kind of got off track, but
No, it's okay.
this article So I did see on Facebook last night. It was after midnight. I worked till 1 a.m. So like I said, I was really tired. But this is New York Times. So that is behind a paywall. So that tells me this article people have to pay. So I hope that this is Mel. They call her Mel. Did you
Yeah.
notice that?
Yes.
So that's very personal. Um, Her name is Melissa.
That's
So
right.
whoever wrote this article and called her Mel, that tells me that it's very
It was
personal.
very real and personal. Yes.
Yeah. So whoever wrote this article, does it say who the author is of
Oh
this
yeah, I read that
article?
in the beginning on purpose so that everybody can
Okay.
know. It's
Um,
where'd he go? Mike
I'm
Baker.
sorry.
No,
And
you're okay. Not your problem.
whoever this is, like if another article comes out, we'll have to. I'm gonna jot it down in my little notebook I keep because I want to see if it's gonna be the same author. But I bet like this is like an exclusive. You know what I mean? And this is a
Oh,
very
absolutely.
personal person that she must know. Okay, it's Mike Baker. There we go. So just the fact that he refers to her as Mel Kohberger, she must know him. Um and he knows her well. So that to me seems so personal, and I hope he paid her so good. Like, and this money, like they seem like such good people
Agreed.
that hope,
Yes.
yeah, like hopefully um
Well, one thing I'll point out with what you're saying, guys, to know that this is a real deal thing. First
mhm,
off, first off, Mike Baker was the author on this. Also, all the clips and the photographs came from people that work for the New York Times. Brian Anselm did the retro statements here that were made under the photographs. Okay, in that sense, Raja Bose was the another clip that was taken in a photograph there. These are all people that work for the New York Times. Kyle Green, that came from the Associated Press. So what I'm saying is these were all clipped mostly from things that were done with the New York Times, which are again, or which again, in my opinion, is a very reputable name to be putting out a story. The New York Times is all I'm trying to say. So
yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, Lori.
Oh no, that you're you're not. It's fine. So the fact that it's behind a paywall, they're getting paid, so I hope like this has been what I've like literally been sitting at the edge of my seat hoping to see that someone from the Kohberger family would come out and be getting paid, to for pictures or an article or whatever, and it's happening, and I can't tell you how happy I am this morning and like late last night. And I figured I might be up all night last night, not be able to sleep, but I could, and I fell asleep. And now this morning, and to me, it's morning time, even though it's like almost 5
Right.
o'clock. It's
And
so
I understand.
pathetic.
No, I got you. And
Yeah.
I know what you mean by your statement. What I
Yeah.
want to say though, and I don't mean this when I say this, you know me by now, but what I'm saying,
Oh yeah.
all due respect, I kind of hope that they weren't paid because it gives it, in my opinion, it gives the sensitivity and um the aspect of struggle more weight, in my opinion, from what they've gone through. Because a lot of people are going to say, oh, they were paid to do this, they're making money, that kind of thing is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel though if this money is, well, I didn't finish though, because what I was gonna say is that
Hmm.
I feel like with how their family is, they're so unselfish
Of course,
and
very
they're
selfless. Yeah.
so tight knit that I already put it in the Facebook group. In fact, I can't remember word for word, but somebody who had wrote something to me negative, like a guilter, and I said, like literally, I said you should make it your goal this year. I hope you read Mel Kohberger's article, her interview,
Hmm.
and you should practice being more of an unselfish person like Mel Kohberger this year, her qualities and of being an unselfish person like her, because, and it was something to that effect, because
Absolutely.
and
No,
and
absolutely.
and I feel like that's what she's going to use this money for, to help her brother. And
I
that's what
hope.
I put in capitals, her brother. And that's all I had to say.
No, makes
Sorry.
perfect sense. And that's
Yeah.
absolute. You know, if that were the case, they were paid and it would go towards, you know, either sending it to him for help
The
with this, that,
defense.
yeah,
That's what
anything
I
like
meant.
that. Yeah, 100%. I
His,
agree with that. Yes.
yeah, his defense, not his money that goes on the prison stuff. I'm
And
sorry.
no,
Apparently I'm
you
still
don't have to
super
apologize.
tired. I think
Don't, you're
I
fine.
said I was, yeah,
I
awake, and
think
I'm not.
anything to help him, in my opinion, would be great for them because that's what they should be doing as his family. You know what I mean? And I have no doubt that that they are. And I agree. I agree with that aspect of it 100%. But
Yeah,
again,
I don't want him to, I don't want it to be like a thing of, Fox or CNN or any of those major news. Oh my gosh, especially Nancy Disgrace or
mhm,
Banfield, or coming out and saying, oh, here comes Melissa Kohberger out with her article, and she's getting paid to put money
yeah,
on
yeah,
Kohberger's. No, I want it to be that she got paid finally for coming out and speaking of her brother's innocence, and this is going towards his post-conviction relief.
sure, yeah,
That's
I
what
understand.
yeah, that's my hopes.
Understand. You know, I agree with you if it comes down to that. Yeah, and I want to
Yes.
check something here real quick with this to see if this works. Hold on a minute. It may not. 1 minute. It
I'm one
says
of those people that talks about something and then I think about it after the fact. I'm
you're
really
fine.
sorry,
I
guys.
understand. I know you now, and I've heard you talk. It's okay. I know you didn't mean anything negative by that. It's
No.
not going to work that way, I guess. Okay. It gave an option to listen to this, but it's just an automated voice, so it's all right. All right. I thought maybe there might be more to it. No big deal. Either way, like I said, it was written by a very reputable basis, and it came, an investigative reporter is the one that did it, so on and so forth. I'm grateful that they're finally able to speak out and say something to kind of support themselves, to defend themselves to some aspect, and let people know that here we are, we're doing okay, but not really, and so on and so forth, and to know that they have gone through a lot, and it's important that people realize that, and realize, like I said, I don't care what anybody else does. I will be here to advocate for his family and to stand behind anything that they're going through and support them in any way that I can in that aspect. So that's important that I say that myself. So um it is absolute. I guess it's stated that they did not pay for the interview. Somebody says, Meg said she just read the Times generally does not pay for news articles. Okay. Well, there you go. That's good to know. And that's good in a way. Like I said, if they were paid for it, it would go to, helping him in that aspect. But it does give more weight to the fact that they're not paid for it because it shows that they're not looking for that. And a lot of people would go after that. People such as Nancy Grace,
Hmm.
Trashley Banfield, all those people would try to run in that direction. Look, they're getting paid off their brother's back, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to listen to that shit, but they will try to do that. You know that. You were 100% right about people like that. They do that kind of thing because, like you said earlier, they don't have anything else to grab a hold of. They don't have any kind of real answers because they know that what they're saying is bullshit. So they just kind of come back with any other directive they can that makes no sense. So that's absolute. I agree with that. Very much appreciate your input though, Miss Lori, very much so. So again, guys, that's kind of interesting that happened. I'm glad that she did it. I'm maybe looking forward to some other statements being made, maybe somewhere down the line. I think there's a lot of statements within the Patterson book and from, not per se statements, but things that have been said from Brian's parents and so on and so forth. So if anybody has read into that book, I'm gonna have to look into it one way or another. As much as I didn't want to, I'm probably gonna have to. So I'd like to see how that goes. He may be, I understand, Mike Baker, the same guy that wrote the article about law enforcement originally looking for a different vehicle. I'm going to look into that. It's a good question. Are you here, Tomboy?
Yep, I'm here.
How are you today? Thank you for joining us.
It's Saturday and has warmed up. We're good.
Hi, Tomboy.
Hey.
It's 25 here. It's still cold, so I'm not feeling that part of the good side of things. But yes, it is Saturday.
It's mid 60s here.
You got some kind of feedback coming through. Well, that's normal for you guys. It's not supposed to be cold in Texas, so.
It gets cold in the winter. Don't fool yourself.
Your cold is way different than your cold is like 60s and 50s. That's shorts weather for us here in the Northeast. So
No, we've got snow.
Your snow is a joke.
I'm in Ohio too, so
yeah, we two different worlds there in here. But what else you got?
Prime nachos.
Yes, I know. That's what it says when you look at her name. It rolls right into that crime nacho.
I looked at it for the first time. I'm like, wait, what does that say nachos? So I had to read it again. I'm like, oh no, that's not what it says.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get a picture of nachos.
There you go. There you go.
I think I'm gonna do that.
Absolutely. There you go. So what do you got to add to the conversation, Mr. Tomboy?
Well, I know we've talked about and looked into the Ann Taylor recusing herself as counsel.
Yes, absolutely.
The judge has to approve her filing.
Yeah, it takes some time to do it. It's not just that I'm done by and moving on. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, because normally a lot of states they can just file the paperwork and be done, but in Idaho the judge has to approve it, and they have to come up with legitimate reason.
And that's a thing too, is to add to that, like they really don't have to. Eliza Mathis is an appellate attorney. Okay,
yeah, so she's an appellate attorney. Yeah,
or appellate. I always screw that word up. Appellate attorney. I know you're all about pronunciation. So, God forbid we were to say Boise.
You're lucky I have not got on to you about the Gonsalves.
Goncalves, I call them Goncalves. That's how it's spelled.
But it's pronounced Gonsalves.
But I don't see the S in there, so I say Goncalves. I say it the way I say it. You say
it's
it the
Hispanic.
Way you say it.
The C is an S.
Well, whatever, teacher lady. Calm down. Okay. Good Lord.
You're not Dylan.
Well, at least you're not Goncalves.
That's better than how Sarge does it and calls them Steve Goncalves. That drove me nuts. I had to correct him all the time.
Well, Dylan called her Goncalves.
Yep, that's true. And then yes,
I couldn't believe the Dylan and not being able to pronounce or know.
That just tells you they weren't close to me. Right.
Yeah.
I don't
crazy.
I don't even think she pronounced Ethan's didn't name right. Didn't she say Chapin?
Chapin. Yeah, she said Chapin.
Yeah, she
big time.
I don't think her elevator goes all the way up.
No, I think that cord's been frayed for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think that plays to the fact that they weren't very close people. You know what I'm saying? When you become close with somebody, you become close. When you become a good friend to somebody, you know things about them, and most importantly, at least at the minimum, their name. You know what I'm saying?
You do at least know how to pronounce their name. I could see maybe the spelling, I guess. I don't know. I would think I don't know. I don't know about I don't know. I just don't get that. Not knowing how to pronounce the names.
There's our SRB.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I get it. I agree with that.
And I know 3 months isn't a long time. I get that, but it's still it was from August to November. That isn't a very long time, but it's still the pronunciation of the names that I don't know. To me, that just blows my mind. I was really shocked about that.
Yeah, I thought so too, Fizzy. That's why I started doing it. No, I agree with you on that one, Lori, for sure. But will it be Hitler again? See, that's what I'm curious about, you guys. That's a good question, Brian. I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't think it could be Hitler, and so I can be corrected at any time, please, on this. If it goes appellate, it has to be an appellate judge, right or wrong. That would not be or Hitler. He's not. That's not an appellate court. So
it will go up to the next branch.
That's what I thought. Okay, so it's not going to be him, thank God. But here's the thing, folks. We said thank God when it left Triple J's courtroom. Okay, and then it got to Hitler's courtroom. We don't know what judge is going to be who or how they're going to be until we know. So it could work out negatively for him as well. I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm just telling you, don't set yourself up for failure thinking, thank God we're out of the court system. We're into another court now, and he's got a chance, and then kerplunk. You know what I mean? We don't want to do that to ourselves because we just don't know, because I have a lot of issues with the state of Idaho in itself now. And I can be backed up by, I think Tomboy could back that up an aspect because she's from that area and has told me time and time again, it's not just this little area, it's the whole area. The whole state has issues like this. Am I right or wrong?
Well, I didn't say the whole state.
You said the whole curve thing. The whole thing is there's issues all around, I guess you told me one time.
Well, some of the counties there are questionable, yes. But in a whole, Latah County isn't bad. It's just the people that are going there, and it's because it is kind of small and secluded, and that
the good old boys type background type thing
invites bad things.
Well, that, and I think because of where it's at too, I think that gives the ability for bad things to go on.
Yeah.
Being that it's a border state and things like that has always been my theory as well.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, from Spokane, probably all the way down to Lewiston, if not further, it's like a transient park because it is it's the I-95 corridor. The Highway 95 corridor from Coeur d'Alene all the way down into Boise. So it's, people just stop.
Right.
No, definitely. No. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just saying it makes sense.
It seems like if they went all the way, I'm sorry, Tomboy.
Go ahead.
It seems like if there's issues, like they went from Moscow to Boise, and we all had such high hopes, that a change of venue is going to help the case, and then it only got worse. And then to find out that Hitler, he wasn't even a criminal judge. He was a, what was he?
Medical malpractice.
Yeah,
he had covered criminal cases before.
Yeah, he had just not a death penalty case.
That was his most recent venture.
What kind of ties did he have though to Moscow? Was it real estate or what kind of ties?
He was part of an organization. I can't think of the name of it right now. Years ago. What the hell was that, Tomboy? Do you remember that?
No.
I can't remember what the hell it was shown to me a couple weeks ago.
I remember seeing something. So there's just someone in charge there that are charged. I don't know. It just seems like somebody is in charge of something in Idaho that is high up, that is persistent enough or in charge enough that is made sure this was squashed, and that something, whoever, that it didn't go further than it should have,
Sure.
And Hitler was the judge that was appointed. Because I remember Pavarotti, I know not everybody's a fan of his, but he dug deep. And I remember him doing a video prior to the change of venue announcement of the judge being announced, and he did all. There's like 5 appellate or I'm sorry, death penalty judges that they could pick, and he omitted Hippler because Hippler was not a criminal case judge,
Right.
and then lo and behold, there it was Hippler announced. And I remember when he was
Hippler was
announced
picked.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So he picked himself.
Did he pick himself?
Well,
Yeah, he was on the
he was on the board that chooses who's going to go in. I mean, in all, the Supreme Court has the final word, but yeah, he was part of the board that basically, like she said, he picked himself. So,
But,
okay.
which he doesn't necessarily have to have the innocent project. He just needs an appellate attorney, and if any appellate attorney can file a motion.
the problem is, as I've noticed that there's people that it seems that people don't want to touch this, and I understand why. I'd love to see somebody step forward that has the gall, and no pun intended, but the gall and the ability to want to say, hey, this is a mess. This is jacked up. Somebody needs to step up and take care of something here with this. And that's what I would love to see.
Southern Idaho has they were known for the FLDS.
Yeah.
The northern there, I mean, within just miles of where
Keep going, guys. I have to step away for 1 second. Sorry.
There was the Aryan Nation in the 90s. Until they got sued, and then the people won their lawsuit, and they burned down the compound.
Tomboy, do you think people are just really afraid in that area that's why nobody is stepping
It just takes a snap of a finger to lose your livelihood. Dave Vallow was Southern.
Was Southern Idaho?
Southern Idaho.
And then this is
Northern Idaho, yeah.
Well, Dago's gone. Can I ask you a question about Hurwitz and why you think he was brought in?
Hurwitz was brought in for in my personal opinion, for the omerta factor.
Yeah. Do you think he was brought in also to kind of clean up the mess Jennings and Thompson, like they just were, like this was just above them? No. Okay.
No.
Okay. So the rugs issue.
Yeah. I think it because he had been hunting down and arresting that whole scene.
Yeah, yeah, he was involved with the entire takedown that it happened in. Was that 2024?
3 months, 2023. It was just February and March of 23.
I think it was March, yeah.
I believe was when Jesse James Bailey was arrested, and then it just kind of spiraled from there.
Ooh, Jen is asking about the petition.
SRB just linked it.
Oh, good, because we haven't reached 1,000 yet. I check it every day.
We're very, very close to that.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's just so slow. It's like a snail crawl.
But he didn't technically fire him. Trump was the new incumbent president, and it's not uncommon for people that the prior president has appointed or whatever.
They kind of gave
to get rid of them when he comes in. So he gave him the option: resign or get fired.
Absolutely, and that should be understood, that he kind of stepped away because if not, they were going to replace him with
Hurwitz he had more knowledge of that whole situation than anybody did. he knew the connections. He knew what could happen if that information got out.
Yeah, it seemed like everything just
You are not my
changed.
friend. Go away.
It seemed like everything changed after Hurwitz was brought in, and then the Molly McMichael leaked videos, and then bam, a plea deal. So I just have always felt that Hurwitz and Molly McMichael had so much to do with the plea deal, but I don't know why.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have something else I wanted to review real quick with you guys too. I thought was interesting. It's pretty quick. This was put out by she goes by Yoli Yo or Yoli Medina. She's the counterpart on Andrew Meyer's show all the time. She's an attorney as well, and she put this out. Hang on here. Sorry, you guys.
And I am
sorry, I'm screwing things up. She put this out 15 hours ago. The channel that she runs on her own channel is called Yolio Law. There is the link, guys. Check her out if you will. Like I said, she's usually on live when Andrew Myers does his live stream. I'm kind of interested in this. I just want to see what your guys' thoughts are after we look at this real quick.
covering the Brian Kohberger case, which is the state of Idaho versus Brian Kohberger. And for those of you who happen to run across this video and are not familiar with the case, I'm just going to give you a really quick synopsis. This is a case where Brian Kohberger pled guilty to unaliving 4 students at the University of Idaho. They were Maddie Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle. And they lived in a home near the University of Idaho, and Brian Kohberger pled guilty to unaliving them on November 13, 2022. Now, during the pendency of this action or this case, there was a gag order, meaning there was a non-dissemination order where a lot of the evidence was sealed for privacy reasons and for reasons to help Mr. Kohberger get a fair trial. Now that he's pled guilty, what was previously sealed is going through the process of being unsealed by the court. And it is a long drawn out process. So the court is deciding, and he's also giving the parties input, meaning the defendant and the prosecution, about whether or not certain documents should be unsealed, should be released but redacted, or should be sealed, should remain sealed. So the court issued its third order to unseal, redact, or remain sealed. He issued that order, and the documents he listed in his order, but he has independently named the documents with a number. So the number doesn't correspond with anything in the docket. So it's very hard to follow. And you have to basically go online when his order comes out, and then they put a little red icon that says new. And you have to scroll down through all of the documents and find where it says new. That means, the order, he has released unredacted or redacted information that is new. So that's how you find it. And it's very difficult to find. I mean, just recently, there was an order and certain things were unsealed. And before I could even get to them, I glanced at them. And before I could even get to them, they were taken down. So I don't know what happened. I have an idea of what happened. And it's very unfortunate because Idaho has some issues. They want to be private, but yet certain information comes out. And that's at the discretion or at the hands of other people in either the government, the police, or the prison. And I say that because there have been many leaks in this case, beginning before Brian Kohberger pled guilty. So law enforcement was giving information allegedly to Dateline and other media outlets. And I think the last straw for the judge was when Dateline did a documentary, and they basically stated that law enforcement gave them access to Brian Kohberger's phone. Well, that is supposed to be sealed. Law enforcement should not be giving access to anybody regarding information that is sealed, that is not for the public consumption, because it would affect Brian Kohberger's right to a fair trial. And so they had this documentary out just before the trial was supposed to start. Well, shortly after that, Brian Kohberger pled guilty in exchange for the prosecution taking the death penalty off the table. And so when he went to prison, he had a sentencing hearing and he was sentenced and he went to prison. He started complaining about threats and things like that. And one of the mainstream media outlets obtained a copy of one of his complaints in the prison, which my understanding, at least my understanding, is that prisoner complaints are generally open to public record requests with some exceptions. And what I want to show you now is an article that came out back in August. And here it is. It says, this was back in August 21, 2025. And it says, release of Brian Kohberger, our threat prompts Idaho prison officials to limit access to inmate records. And this was published on August 21st, 2025. And it reads, Idaho prison officials have vowed to limit access to inmate records after releasing a graphic harassment complaint filed by Brian Kohberger in which the convicted killer begged for a transfer after a fellow inmate threatened to BHFK him. The Idaho Department of Corrections recently made available a public records associated with complaints filed by Brian Kohberger in response to public records requests submitted by members of the news media and the public, a department spokesman told the Post. It says, IDOC seeks to clarify that additional scrutiny will be applied to future requests for public records containing any individual in IDOC custody, the spokesperson added. And then it goes on to show his complaint. And then it says, the media and the public can expect that similar public records requests submitted in the future may be denied altogether or may produce records that will be redacted consistent with the Idaho Public Records Act in order to protect the safety and security of the prison population and our operations, the IDOC continued. I'm not going to go through the whole article, but I'll post it in the description box. And so the Idaho prison back in August wanted to begin limiting public records requests and information coming out from the Department of Corrections regarding prisoners, because that certain complaint by Brian Kohberger was released and it was graphic, and so they felt that they needed a tighter handle on what's going out or what they're producing as public records. Well, after that, there was a video leaked of Brian Kohberger in his cell in a very, I would say, vulnerable position. I don't know what he was doing exactly other than what you could see on the screen. He was cleaning his shoes very slowly. He had red hands, and he does have obsessive compulsive disorder, so that's probably from washing his hands. And he was just kind of staring into something, I don't know, it looked like a monitor, I don't really know. And so the Department of Corrections came out and said, yes, there was a leak. They verified that it was genuine, that it was not AI. And we never heard anything officially from them after that, except that the Idaho Statesman reported that the leaker of video had been found, that he had resigned before the video, before they discovered who he was or she was, and that there was going to be no repercussions because the person resigned, and for privacy complaints, because they were a Department of Corrections employee, that there were no criminal charges or any disciplinary action was going to be taken against that individual. Okay. So that was a leak. And now, I guess I hear every now and then that updates about how Brian Kohberger is doing in prison. Something about not liking bananas, other things that he's not adjusting well in prison, things like that. And apparently this information is being given to a certain podcaster who I'm not going to name because it doesn't really matter, but certain information is coming.
I will. His name is Chris McDonough, and I think he's full of shit.
Coming out to a certain podcaster who has sort of a pipeline into how Brian Kohberger is doing in prison. I don't know who that pipeline is, but if it's somebody that is in the Department of Corrections, I would think that that's not appropriate. Whether it's public records or basically information that is being relayed to the public that is.
It's very, very highly inappropriate. If it's true, that person and McDonough both need to be looked into because it shouldn't be happening, period.
Not supposed to be relayed, then that's a problem. I consider that like a leak. And I just want to show you the Public Records Act about what is exempt from disclosure regarding inmates. And let me just share the screen with you. And this is from Cornell Law School, the Legal Information Institute.
Real quick, sorry, Satire, congrats. Happy Dagoversary on 1 month. That's amazing. And we love having you in the Truth Sauce. So if I'll say this much, if McDonough is telling the truth, then whoever he's getting his information from, whether it be a CEO or something like that, shame on them both. Chris having a law enforcement background, he should know better. Okay. And on the other half of that, though, I also feel that he's just saying things and trying to claim that he knows that information is being fact, because I think he's full of shit, and he has been in many aspects. So I'll just be honest with you guys. But we don't know. We'll see.
And if you go down, this is Idaho Administrative Code of Regulations, Idaho Public Records Act, and it's 611108. So if you go down, it says number 4, it says records exempt from disclosure. And here we go. Okay, number 4, sorry about that. It says records containing information specific to the habilitation of any offender, including information tracking the behavior, progression, or digression of a particular offender, such as case notes, supervision notes, and program or treatment records. So I understand that this involves records, but if somebody is giving information about those records to somebody outside of the Department of Corrections, I would think that that would be a problem. So far, I mean, I haven't seen any records about the bananas, that he's complaining about bananas. I haven't seen any records that, he's having a difficult time, that he's complaining every day. I've only heard things, and, I don't know if those things are true or not, but if somebody is giving information that is something that would be kept in a case note, supervision note, in a program or treatment records. For example, I've heard that Brian Kohberger was threatening self-harm, not necessarily self-unaliving, but self-harm. And I would think, well, if he's threatening self-harm, I guess that's something that would require some attention. But I believe it was that he was threatening self-harm if he is not moved to another cell. But that is all information that is coming from a specific source that has that information and is giving it to a certain podcaster. But still, I think that information is, I see it in my opinion, and it may not be true, but just in my opinion, it's like information coming out that it probably shouldn't be. So I can kind of consider that a leak. It may not be, but in my opinion, I think it is. And then just recently, let me stop sharing this. Just recently, the court went through the process of unredacting or providing documents on the court website that were for public consumption And as I said, those documents were put on the court website. I don't know if I said that earlier or not, but anyway, they were put on the court website. And before I could even get to them, they were taken down. And when I briefly glanced at them, they were all unredacted. I didn't see any, blackouts, on the documents when I skimmed through them. I mean, the other documents, if you look at the investigative note reports and things like that, it's like a Mad Libs thing where I don't know if you know what Mad Libs is, but it's a game where certain things are left blank and you have to fill in the blanks with a verb or adjective. Anyway, for those of you not familiar with Mad Libs, I'm sorry. Anyway, but for those of you who do know what Mad Libs is, then that is like what those reports are like when they're redacted. So needless to say, I mean, I looked through the reports, they were not redacted and they were taken away. So before I ever got to look at them, they were taken away. And apparently there was personal information on those records. So again, why did this happen? Was it carelessness? Was it a leak? Did somebody purposely do it? Or was it just that the court is overwhelmed and trying to follow this judge's order where he has independently named or put numbers on documents and they have to follow this order and they're trying to match up the number with the document and it somehow just got messed up? Or was this something that was done like intentional? I mean, people's private information, witnesses and people who were interviewed, and the court has tried to maintain the privacy of these people, and all of a sudden it's just out there. People downloaded these documents, it's just out there, private information. So I don't know, the state of Idaho has a problem with leaks, and I don't know if they need some assistance to, like a plumber, to stop these leaks, because they're so bent, their policies are so bent on having these exceptions where certain information is not to be released, but then certain information does get released, and it's released from the people in the government themselves. It's not released by, it's completely, law enforcement allegedly was giving information to Dateline, and that's what Dateline said. They got information from his phone. So there's a special investigation about that leak. Even though Brian Kohberger pled guilty, I assume that they're still investigating that. Then there was the prison leak video. That was a leak. Then there was the information about how Brian Kohberger's doing on a daily basis. To the extent that it involves him complaining about bananas, I don't know, and complaining of self-harm if he's not moved. Those kinds of complaints about self-harm, I'm not sure that should be released or that information should be released. I understand that the Public Records Act is for records, but what about the information that might be contained in those records? I don't know. And then now we have this official document drop, and then it's removed because, again, private information was posted. So the state of Idaho has some issues, and I live in California, and I'm not saying, California has its own issues, but the state of Idaho, something's going on there. They need a plumber. Seriously, it's getting kind of out of hand, and it's very hard to follow this case. I should be able to go on the docket and look at what I'm looking for and find it and find out if it's sealed or not sealed. This process is going to take forever because we're on the third batch of documents that are released, which were released and then taken away, and maybe some were put back. Anyway, it's just a mess. It shouldn't be this way. And it's a problem with this case. This case is strange enough, and being able to follow it is just a nightmare. So let me know what you think. I don't know. I'm just being facetious when I say, does Idaho need a plumber? Because this is not a good thing. Anyway, let me know what you think. Bye. Talk to you guys on the next one.
Thank you, Yoli. I like the way she presented that. And I agree. She's absolutely right. There's been too many things that have been put out and leaked, in my opinion, for lack of better terms. But Call it what you will, but I think it's a big issue, big time issue. Any thoughts or feelings about that at all from anybody up here with me, or no?
I love Yoli. I like her. I actually watch her, um follow her videos. I haven't seen that one yet, but she she's I've thought about that too, because that's like HIPAA violations. Really, I mean, I
Absolutely, it is in that sense. Yes, ma'am.
and his constitutional rights, like, I know the preliminary hearings, Ann Taylor used to say that at least once every single hearing, at least one time, like she said that every time. So
Right.
this to me is just a further violation of his rights, with them just, it just seemed, that's what it looks like to me when they were complaining about the bananas and just making fun of him. And to me, I don't know the law and I don't pretend to, but I just feel like um he's further being bullied and made fun of, like he endured when he was in high school and just growing up, and all those things that he seemed to overcome as a kid, and then a teenager when he lost all the weight and, did whatever he overcame. And now it's just happening again. So hopefully he's not hearing a whole lot about it on the outside or on the inside, and just coping as best he can, because I don't know the law, but I enjoyed watching that video, and I think she's really onto something. I don't know the law
Oh, I
like
agree.
that.
They definitely have issues, internal issues, in my opinion.
Mhm.
That could have led to a lot of the issues that have happened throughout this entire thing. Whoever we have inside doing what they're doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and my thoughts just real quick on the release of the last batch of documents
Yeah,
that were then released with phone numbers and social security numbers, and then
everything.
I my first thought, which, I have lots of thoughts. I don't know if it's correct or not, but my first thought was, remember how they released the picture of Maddie's clothing on the floor, and then right after that, Mrs. Laramie, Maddie's mom, which was totally understandable.
Right.
She sued for, that not to occur again. I
Yeah. Yeah.
get it, and I totally understand. But
Right.
who's to say that wasn't planned by freaking Thompson, because he is a snake in the grass, and I wouldn't put anything past him to plan it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that occurred. I'm not, but I wouldn't put it past him for him to plan something like that. For him to be sitting in a room somewhere saying, "Okay, so let's since my two motions to keep this sealed, Hitler knows that he can't do that because it's against the law and he has to follow the law. We've got all these streamers out here suing for this, suing for that, because he just can't get away with it. Hitler and Thompson can't get away with this ish that they're trying to do, because the whole world's watching. Um, so now let's go to plan B. Let's release all this stuff unredacted, and then someone's going to file a lawsuit because their social security number was released to the world. That's just my thought. I could be wrong, but it was done intentional. I could just be
I have a tendency to believe it was done on purpose as well.
Yeah, I could be just paranoid. Not, I don't want to say paranoid, but jaded. That's a better word. I could be jaded.
Well, there's a couple ways to look at. I think I've had this conversation. I think with Outback, a couple other channels I've been with too. That when it happened,
Outback? Who is Outback?
Outcast. Sorry, I was thinking of it. I was reading something and said it. Jesus Christ, you can't even correct everything I say. Good Lord. Outcast. There we go. CAST, not Outback.
KAST, and I was generally wondering who Outback was. I thought it was somebody new we hadn't heard of.
You can
Honestly, I was. And it's KAST.
The bloomin' onion.
See, yes, the bloomin' onion. But no, Outcast, KAST. Sorry. I've had that conversation with him and many other people about it. And I personally, like, everybody has their own feelings on it. Thank you, Witchy. Again, I don't know about that. And thank you for that one. All affected need to sue ISP. Yeah, I agree with that too. I wondered if, in my opinion, of course, if it was somebody that's just fed up that works there and they're like, you know, I'm done with this bullshit. Just here you go. Take it all. Or if it's somebody that maybe is in the same boat as us and they're like, you know, I see it this way, or that way. And it truly what they're just sick of seeing the bullshit and they want to put the truth out per se. Or if it was an absolute like idiotic accident. Somebody that didn't know what they were doing because it was a holiday and maybe people were working for other people that weren't there and it could have just been a definite accident. But see, I'm only putting that out there as devil's advocate type statement. I don't think so. I think it was done on purpose, and that's my opinion. So
I think it may have been a little of both. Like some were accidental, but then they're like, fuck it, I'm not gonna go back and fix it all. Just have it all. And then when somebody caught it, they're like, oh shit, gotta take it back now.
Right. Yeah. No, that could be. That very well could be. That's a good point. Brian, thank you so much for the membership that went to Miss Lucy. Congrats, Lucy. Not that you had to worry about it, but welcome back to the boss.
All the new documents did come from Ada County because that's where his trial was held, was Ada County.
Yeah, everything was processed through Ada County because that's where he was at. Right. 100%. Let me see here. There's Lucy, by the way. Hello, Miss Lucy. Poutcast. You can call him Poutcat too. But yeah, no, I anyway, the point is I agree with Yoli in that aspect about that. First and foremost, there's a couple of different things I was kind of approached today. A couple other conversations that had happened over the past few days that I want like to go back to. That was one of them. There's going to be a great conversation about certain things tonight over at Devil's Advocate tonight that we're going to be talking about. Looking forward to that as well. But this next thing I wanted to show you guys that Christy put out, people were asking questions to me about this. I got 4 emails within 2 days about this same situation. So I'm going to show this to you. Christy put this video together. Some of you may already know this situation. Some of you may have just seen this video already as well. But again, mods, please drop Christy's link in here. She's been doing great things. But I want to show this one first, real quick. They're not very long, you guys, so no worries there. But this is interesting. This is in relation to, for those of you that have been asking who Jose Cruz was, okay? Does it have anything to do with the situation? I honest to God, can't tell you. Do I think so? I don't know, okay? But it is very strange. I'll put it that way. Do I think that Jose Cruz was involved in this? Me personally, I don't. That's me, okay? That doesn't mean you have to think that way, as I've always told you guys. But this guy was, in my opinion, or not in my opinion, but listed in the documents as suspect number 4, okay? That was who that was. This is who they were following. This is who they were tailing and looking for, blah, 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 so on and so forth.
I'll be back. I got to go make a path for a dryer. Hold on. I'll be back.
Oh, no problem, hon. Take your time. So again, that's who this is about, to answer those questions that anybody may have. Okay. Thank you, Meg, for dropping Christy's link in here, guys. Make sure you subscribe to Miss Christy's channel, Christy's Chaos, and hit the notification bell just in case you don't want to miss anything she puts out, guys. And make sure you hop over there and like this up. Where all these all
is Jose Cruz the cigarette butt?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. This shows what went down, why this was a suspect at some point for certain reasons. I'll just put it that way. And we'll roll through this real fast. And that'll answer some of your guys' questions and show you a little bit about this.
I'm just going to let you guys search. I don't want to get in the way. All right. This is a couch. bunch of you want to lift this up? You want to take a peek under?
Bunch of these, yeah.
Nothing. Okay, thanks.
Are there any gloves on that, Bree?
No.
Okay.
You must do haircuts or something.
Yeah.
You got 2 sets.
Those are fun.
Any of this? Nope. And then bathroom.
On the clock, this is what I said. Not very tall, is it?
No.
Nice. Want me to help you with this right now?
Sure. You want to go back there?
Okay. Okay.
Saturday, my lunch bar is.
What do you need?
Flashlight.
Yeah, you want a flashlight?
I was prepared.
Well, you brought your powder day.
Yes, I did.
He works late every day, right?
I think he works late pretty frequently, yeah. But I don't know. Sergeant Brashears contacted them. Maybe it was in the morning.
No.
Here's his old address.
Where he went in his other neighbor's house.
You did all right?
I don't love how much they redacted from this.
want me to look for it?
I haven't started with that one. So you guys know I'm looking for things that would not be appropriate for him to have, such as like if he took something out of the girl's bedroom as a memento.
Right.
So
I'm sure they're clean.
Well, I got the dirty clothes, so.
I'm sure they're clean.
it's like he had a kid on 9/3. Paulina Lerma, DOB 9/3/21.
Sorry, you guys. There's a lot redacted, and yes, there's the closed caption. I'm sorry, Meg. I should have thought that before.
What's that, the other part of the show?
Chemist rewards. He likes to go to Gamble.
Hey, Greg.
Yep.
He's only got 2. Do you want to take him or photograph him?
No, neither of those are really steak knives, are they?
Depends on how crappy your steak is.
If we don't take them because it's not a. Well, did you put knives or steak knives?
Steak type knives.
Yeah, that's not a steak type knife. So we'll have to take pictures, measure them, get a scale out, and all that stuff. Josh, I've been over down there looking. You want to look under this? Under that? Yeah, for us. It's closed pile unit, right?
Yep.
So we only knives yet.
There's like a weird poker looking thing in the sink, but that's it.
Nothing under there.
I can't remember exactly at this point, Kim. I'll look and I'll give you an answer. I think that's it. 21. Thank you, guys. My understanding is yes, Becky.
Bree, you checked the dryer, right? Yeah. Okay.
We put the couch.
Yep.
That's how I understand it.
Check in. Just try here. What do we pay a month for this?
I bet you it's more than you should.
Probably right.
Hey, Josh. Josh. Josh, did you check the pockets of all these clothes in the closet? I did check pockets. You did check.
Oh, inside the suitcase.
Inside the suitcase, there's two suitcases.
Inside all the suitcases. Okay, then I won't do it. Oh, there is a full load of trash. When did this occur?
Way past trash day, go.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna check these up here.
Yeah. Yep. We get it. There's a white.
Very close.
Maybe that was the pole in it.
Yeah.
Did somebody grab a piece of mail?
The email I saw was for.
Anybody find
There's mail right here.
There's a bunch of hits. Mission Avenue, so, nope. Here we go. Here's a Vista bill.
For here?
Yep.
Perfect, I'll do.
Jose Hannibal Cruz.
Perfect.
That was in the lower drawer of the living room.
So do you guys look under the chairs, under the drawers and that?
Yeah. I looked in all that already.
In the drawers, did you look under the drawer?
Talking about pulling it out, right?
Yeah, just looking behind it or looking underneath of it.
Really pull out where you, yeah, they don't pull it all. You probably break it.
But underneath, there's nothing. No, I'm talking about under the drawer.
No, you can't get to it unless you can break it. You gotta pull the drawer out and have it break it.
Right here. Under the drawer. So, yeah.
No, I know what you mean.
Okay.
Is he smart enough to throw this thing away?
Yes.
Could've been.
You're smart enough to lie about it.
Did Bashir ask him about a mask?
Well, nobody asked about the incident.
No, he's after dinner.
When did Brashears actually interview him?
11.
The 11th?
Yeah.
So that
8
would
days
have
ago.
been
The 10th.
8 days ago. So let's say he tossed it the next day. It's already one cycle past garbage day.
I would think so.
That's what I was wondering. I know it's
I don't know what day Pullman picks up up here.
Oh, we got their trash out right now, like he's getting picked up today.
So
So
One
this is the
trash, one
19th.
trash can is, there's
19th.
one trash bag in his trash.
Out front.
Yeah.
Let's look at it.
We can dump it out.
is it a community trash can?
No, so it looks like there's a small one.
Mhm.
There's recycling, big one.
Legitimate warrant for a trash can. It's not a community trash can.
It's not a community trash can. It's
Yeah.
public.
They still have expectation cars. You guys go through it. Correct.
The warrant, we have a warrant for the whole place. Now, if it was an outbuilding, we need to get another warrant for the
But
outbuilding.
you think with the trash can you're fine?
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, there's actually a the warrant to check in the trash. What's the likelihood that we're gonna find it in the trash? But if we do, we lose it, maybe. Unless we carry the trash can in here and put it in the middle of the living floor. And then,
I mean, yeah, no, that way.
No.
No, that's. I don't know. It's you guys. Look at this uniform. This meat patrol. Meat dog.
So in case law ever, the trash in a trash bag, put on the city street?
Yeah, you can.
There's an expectation.
There's an expectation for trash. If it's community, or if it ends up in the trash, once it goes from the can to the truck, no expectation.
Right. But until that,
prior to that point,
it's right.
expectation of privacy with that trash.
Right.
But is your warrant saying residents, does that include the trash can? You know what I mean?
It did not include the trash.
Right. So I wouldn't think it would be applicable. So I don't know. I'm just
thinking on the safe side, and then the warrant look at the trash. But do we have anything to go out and look and fill the trash? Fill the trash.
We have an A and a B, right?
recycling. It's more likely than not this one. Because there's multiple residents there.
Yeah, we can't differentiate that.
Hmm?
I guess we couldn't. These are ours.
I don't know. Well, they just leave them out all the time. Huh. It's going to be a tough one.
So what they said is these stay out here all the time.
Yeah.
She does not know.
She knows that one's there, right?
She knows that one's supposedly theirs. She doesn't know who this is. I guess I should ask you to throw trash in the little one too.
I mean, it's likely past that cycle anyway. Yeah. But depends. Now, if it could be after you interviewed the friend called and was like, hey, man, they asked me all these fucking questions. Then he's like, fuck this mask. I got to get rid of it. I bet it was one of those I'm still recording. I bet it was one of those knives. Because who the fuck goes up and wants to do a slasher pose with a goddamn steak knife? You know,
that would be a knife that I would expect.
Right, somebody. But I don't know how do they know what a steak knife?
When you say steak knife,
what do you mean by steak knife? Yeah. So.
Because to me, steak knife is a smaller serrated blade.
Right. Or just a smaller blade. Yeah. No, that's more a kitchen knife or a butcher knife, I guess is what you clarify that as. So. I mean, she'll have to re-interview them and get clarification on the knife. I don't know. Because I don't know what was asked when they initially got there. So.
Color with the handle.
Yeah.
But I do know we did not find
the ski mask. Yeah.
That's what I do.
You do know correctly. Which way did he run away to? Do we know when he left? He ran upstairs? That can't be right. Okay, we're going to get some mask out here. People love to throw garbage. Which is just dog shoots away. There's a dog somewhere. It's like better. If I'm doing this, I'm shitty. Well, I'm very good. Winter chicken dinner. Surgical mask. Trash. So much trash. Gross. I'm running. We're fine. I gotta get some. Oh. The fuck is that? Piss? Okay, that's not a mask. Some jar of piss. Hmm.
And there's another can in the back. So it's just like that house back there. I think the trash would be a really hard one cut, so unless we're real sure that it's still there, it's not worth it.
So I guess here's my thought. If the cans are always out front of the driveway, then does he really have an expectation of privacy? I'm thinking maybe not. We can articulate that, and we can search it real quick. If we find something, the only way we'll be able to correlate it to him is via DNA. That's why I wanted us to work well if we were going to find something. But I guess my thought is if we look in the can up there and we find the stuff, and the girls are saying the cans are always on the street, does he really have an expectation of privacy? I'm thinking not.
I thought it was commingles that you do. But yeah, that still is commingles. But I think Sarge is saying, if they're always out there, does he expect nobody else to put trash in it, kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Because you know, at your house, when you wheel it up next to your house.
Yeah, but still, the courts have ruled that that's.
Yeah.
If you think it's going to be in there, you should amend your warrant. If you think it's going to be in there. If you don't think it's me.
Ultimately, that would be the best thing. If we're going to
right.
the garbage,
100%.
If we're not going to amend the warrant, then we can search the garbage just for fun. But would we lose it properly? What would we know if our guy did the property? What if we know this were conviction? So my thought is that we have 1, 2 garbage. Garbage out back.
That's my big question, you guys. How did a cigarette butt belonging to Jose Cruz end up behind the house if he's not involved? Okay. That's interesting to me. That's all I can say is that's interesting. 100%. Okay. There's got to be some way this man, who once again is deceased as we speak, that this man was there in Moscow behind this house, guys. That's just, it's odd. Let me just leave it there. It's odd.
And Dago, not to mention that while they was holding Brian Kohberger in Laytalk, there was break-ins that was happening, I think in Washington, in the college dorms.
Right.
This girl saw a man clad in black, pretty much matching the description that they said that, or Dylan said it was at 1122. And they was trying to put that on Brian Kohberger, and which, how can you be in two places at one time if you wasn't there, right? So if he's in jail and you're trying to pin something on somebody, it's obvious it's not Brian Kohberger. So that just goes to show you how desperate they was to try to put something on Kohberger because they don't have anything on him. And that's something else too, you know, that just driving me insane to this very damn day. And I've always thought, well, shit, you know, maybe they are expecting that things will eventually go away, but it's little shit like this that drives people crazy because you're flat out lying and we know you're lying.
Right.
And we keep calling you out on your lies.
Mm-hmm.
So I had tried to look and see about a Jose Cruz up in Utah that was caught or in the prison system or whatever the case, and I can't find anything of significance about Jose Cruz.
Well,
I'm thinking, well, maybe it's something. Maybe
at this point, yeah.
Maybe it's the way the names is spelled or whatever, but there's no record of Jose Cruz. And it might change now. But
we struggled finding the right one. There's actually two of them that have matching things about them that match up, but he lived upstairs from this apartment, and like I said, he's deceased now at this point, so you're probably not gonna find anything now on him live now. But I don't know. I don't know how this all worked itself out. That's what I'm struggling with understanding. So,
well, there is a cigarette butt taken from 1122. They said that matches to Jose Cruz.
Yeah, they did. They have a couple cigarette butts that they had pulled from there. One that they found one and then they trailed some specific person for a matter of days. And then the other one, I'm not 100% sure where that one led to because there was some confusion within some of this. Just saying.
Well, he's telling me I'm wrong. JP is telling me I'm wrong.
What do we got going on? Why? What are you saying? There was a cigarette butt taken from
The
1120.
lab reports relates to this address, apartment 1, and I'm wrong.
I'm pretty sure that there was a cigarette butt that was one of the pieces of evidence that they had from 1122 that we talked about a long time ago.
The only butt
They
is from
found it on the ground behind the. If I'm correct, they actually had two. One of them was found on the ground behind the couch that was on the back patio, and then there was another butt found. I think it was inside at the bottom of the stairwell. And the one that was found outside was the one that had DNA on it. They started trailing with. That's my understanding, but I read that right straight from a document. And how I understood it was that Cruz was the one that they started trailing because of the DNA they found on the out exterior. But from my understanding, I would never want to put misinformation out. If I'm wrong about something, I need to make sure I'm correct on it. But
yeah. And I've always heard the same thing. So
not in the ISP reports. The only two reference samples on this address is this body cam. No, I think you might be misunderstanding me, JP. Let me finish this up and then we'll get into that.
I gotta go take care of my dog. He's biting on every damn thing.
No problem.
I also did not see a garbage. Fuck me.
Boy, these cops got some great mouths on them.
If those are your victims up there, I don't know how in depth the interview went with them in terms of the knife, but it would be a good opportunity to maybe get a little bit more in depth while we're here, because you could call and amend it if you talk to them. Because I don't know what the responding officers asked. Did they say what kind of knife it is? Oh, it looked like a steak knife. Well, you could talk to them and they could say, yeah, it looked like a steak knife, like an 8-inch blade or something. Like, well, shit, that's not.
Maybe that's what it was then, JP. Maybe it was read. Maybe we read it wrong then. Okay, I'll go back and reread it again because I've done that before. I read something because of their verbiage and taken it one way when it actually was meant another way. So I'll look back into it.
Fucking steak knife. But
What's up?
I don't think you can because that's like a lineup. You're putting the ID in already.
Yeah, it might influence.
So are they here?
Yeah. So there's people up there.
Because
let's just sit here. Go talk to them. I was wondering my two questions. There's two garbage cans out here. Do they always put their garbage in the back like that?
what is a stick? So you it might be one.
He didn't ask which. So they said they used that can, but Bray said he wishes he would have clarified. Do they ever put trash in that can?
So let's talk to them about the garbage can. Which ones they use? Or
They don't both. They say that they do use this one over here. But they know for sure that that's theirs.
But they don't use this one?
Well, I didn't ask them, do you use this one? She says, I don't know who that is.
Okay.
But they stay on the street.
Yeah. And then we can ask them.
My gloves are in that one, though.
In this one? Great, your DNA.
They're outside the bag, though.
Oh, good. Good.
There's a white bag in there.
What? These gloves? Are these gloves or ski masks? Oh my God, it was you, Mike? Yeah. Oh my God. Mm-hmm.
My gloves are in there now. They're outside of the bag. There's a white bag that looks like it's tied up.
But you're right, Nathan. That's a good point as far as we're saying this.
Yeah, and again, I don't know. Is it like a Michael Myers knife, or is it like Outback Steakhouse knife?
Yeah, I mean, you say steak knife to me, it might not be the same thing as you.
Right. Yeah. Was that your guy?
No, it was a different guy. I have been to this place in years. It's kind of funny how sometimes you go to places more than once.
Yeah.
You hardly ever go to.
Like 305 Spalding, Unit 3. We had problems being in similar.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to him.
Like 300 Ash? I don't know that I've ever been to 300 Ash.
No, I don't think I have.
No. I've been to that one.
Yeah, me too. They have
The guy's a little.
this lady out there right now. Yeah,
He's a little eccentric.
they're hoarders.
You
Yeah.
guys still doing recording?
Yeah. Yeah, the wind might blow the ski.
They got caught out. Their supervisor's like, they're sitting there talking shit about people, and the supervisor's like, "Are you guys still recording? Maybe you want to shut up, you know?" These guys are idiots.
Ski mask into me, and I don't want, you know. Oh my god. I'm still recording.
So
They said the guy was eccentric and said that they were hoarders. So
they just got a bill for putting trash in the wrong can, but she says they never use that.
Okay.
And then this is her estimation for the blade, and then with the handle.
The blade and the handle.
Yeah.
So
quite a bit bigger than a normal steak knife.
yeah. Okay. So similar to what we took pictures of.
Yep.
Okay. And did she say anything about the person holding the handle or anything like that?
She didn't see the handle. She says she remembers less now than she did the knife.
So I was just wondering if, you know, she saw a dark hand holding the knife or a lighter colored hand holding the knife.
She thinks he was wearing gloves. She thinks he was wearing gloves. She didn't say what kind of gloves.
Just say color.
No color. Not even. We didn't get a color for the hoodie. The only thing we got a color for was the ski mask.
So we did find a pair of gloves inside that were like the dark colored cloth winter gloves.
There were mittens. Or
But
black
they had
mittens.
fingers.
Huh?
Didn't they have fingers?
There
They mittens.
weren't there gray ones with fingers? The ones I saw, I thought were dark with fingers. And
Yeah,
there was
like a
also-
dark gray, not
Yeah.
black, but dark gray with fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
And I found black mittens. Okay.
They were in the living room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to amend the warrant and go back and grab the two knives.
I have the well, and I think steak type knife. Like my understanding of steak type knife would include that.
That's a kitchen knife.
I would, me too.
Yeah. Butcher's knife, kitchen knife.
Yeah, not a steak.
Not a steak knife. Steak small.
Yeah. And you've already got pictures of them documenting that they were in there in the park.
Pictures, measurements.
So amending the warrant for that garbage can, we'll look through that. And then maybe we'll put it in his garbage can.
Yeah. And it's already been a trash cycle.
I'll tell you what, if it's not in his house, he got rid of it somewhere else.
Yeah, or you could have it on his person. I don't know how late he works because it gets to be pretty fucking cold at night.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have a car,
yeah,
you might put a ski mask on to walk home.
Yeah.
Wear like you're wearing your hat.
Like cooler
Yeah.
though?
Yeah, this is much cooler than how he probably wears it.
I think so.
Bria, just a quick question. When you asked about the knife, did you compare it to any real world knives? Like, did you ask her, was it like the knife from Halloween, like Michael Myers' knife? Or was it like, you're sitting down at the table to eat a steak, this is the type of knife you'd expect to have in your hand?
I did not.
Or do they have any steak knives? Maybe we got it from their.
Maybe he probably entered through the basement window, so I'm likely that
Through the
they
basement
didn't hear
window?
anybody walking around upstairs.
There's a basement window?
Yeah, the front door was locked. They
I
thought
heard
that,
Well, I thought they didn't know if the door was locked.
They would have come through a basement window.
And they have a basement. They have access to the basement.
That's what I thought, Lucy. If I remember, I couldn't remember the document number or the report number, but I remembered reading it. Thank you, Lucy, as always. I appreciate you, dear, for being able to point to the, so we have the proof of what we talk about. Very much appreciated. Exhibit number 63, cigarette butt collected from the yard south side of the house behind the sofa, page 99 of 526. That's what I thought. I just didn't know the pages and stuff. Thank you, dear, as always. How do these people not ask such basic questions? Thank you, SRB. I was just thinking that myself. Like, truly, why do you? What I don't understand is how some people become detectives without asking specified basic questions. It's a great statement, SRB. I love it.
The basement. That's what somebody said. You have to access the back part.
I had no idea.
Oh, don't we all, senor? It truly seems to be SRB. I almost called you LSD. Jesus Christ. SRB. Yeah, right. Pure laziness. I agree.
Oh, no, that was in his room. That was his thing. That has to be the fucking
I
basement.
see you looking at me, Meg. Yes, I almost said LSD. Don't ask me where it came from or why.
I can't be. What the fuck? This basement window. What the fuck are they talking about? Ugh, dog poop. Hogan and Stephanie. Dog.
So this just, there's nothing really coming at the end of this, guys. It just shows the investigation they did into Jose Cruz, into this situation, and it made me wonder. Truly, like, why, and we obviously know why they came upon him. Was there some involvement somewhere, somehow? I don't know. I mean, they obviously completely like blew him off and moved right on to Brian as they did with everybody else completely. So, I'm just saying it's wild, but I did want to show that. And I want you guys, if you have not yet subscribed to Christy, please do. She puts out a lot of great stuff. So just saying. All right, guys, onward through the next. Let's see here. Give me one. Anybody still up here with me, or did I put you guys all to sleep? Here we go. Sounds like
I'm back. I'm still up here.
All right.
I'm still awake.
Just making sure I didn't put everybody to sleep.
I was curious about him.
What's that?
I was curious about him. I don't know much about.
Oh, right.
Jose
No, I understand.
Cruz.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute here. I'm trying to find a couple of things here. Excuse me. Let me open this up.
I would say everybody's decks right now are at like a tier 1. It goes 1 to 5, right? 5 being CDEH. Look at me.
Was there any dramatic find in that video? I didn't really see anything
that I saw. No, not that I saw.
Though. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not that I saw, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hold on here. Let me see here. Hold on a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna 1 second here.
No, I think he's just got some allergies going on right now. That's what it looks like. It might just be dander. I know.
Let me see here. Where is it here? I'm just trying to grab the right one. Give me 1 minute. All right, so this is, hold on. This is one of the redacted re-release documents that they took away from Nord, I think it was. We'll just do a little bit more of this, guys, and then I'll let you guys go. I'm just trying to get through these little by little. Again, this was in regards to the forensic controlled substance analysis report out of Moscow PD. Investigating officer listed Dustin Blaker. I swear to God, this was the lead. Dustin Blaker had to be the lead detective in this case, in my opinion. I'm telling you, his name's on everything. He's touched everything. He's interviewed most everybody. It's insane. The analyst was Ann Nord, and of course, it lists the victims' names here. And the description of the issue was Ziploc bag with trace of blue powder. So we know what. Okay, we know that they found blue powder cut up, crushed up on Xana's desk in her bedroom, correct? You told me what, Meg? What did you tell me?
Yes.
What did you tell me, Meg, that I didn't listen to? What did I do now? Blaker. No, I know you told me that. That's why I just said that. I agree with you. I do listen to you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said that, Miss Meg.
Well, in Meg's defense, you don't always listen.
I do listen all the time. Just because I don't repeat things doesn't mean I don't hear them. I agree. I've said that for a long time that he was the lead. Payne obviously was not the lead detective. You guys remember the show I did, Tomboy? You were here when I kept going back and saying, so Payne was the lead detective, huh? Right? They keep saying that, and he wasn't at all. Officer Blaker was the lead detective on this case, period. He did everything, you guys, everything. And Payne just kind of sat there and looked good, which he didn't. Most of the reasons he didn't.
Payne sat there and had his thumb up his ass the whole time.
Well, he had to be able to sit on something to reach it. So you know that much. Just saying.
That's true.
I'm sorry. I don't like the man. I think he's a joke. I think he shouldn't even be wearing a badge. I'm sorry. He shouldn't at all. But yeah, he was there to look important. That's all it was. I listened to you, and I listened to you, and I listened to you, and you, and you, again, and again, and again. And I listened to this one, and I listened to the one up here with me. I listen to you guys all the time. I wouldn't know half of what I know if it wasn't for you guys. So be nice to me. But funny as it is, this is interesting to me that it shows now, because we didn't get this before, you guys, that the powder found in the bag was an amphetamine, class 2. Okay, that's what this right here means. The C2, that's class 2 amphetamine. So that would be, I guess, I don't know. Where's Mama Bear when we need her? Brian was a drug counselor for years.
It's a Schedule 2 narcotic, which is anything that is prescribed.
I'm gonna go, being an amphetamine, I'm gonna go with, I still think it's
Adderall.
Adderall. There we go. Thank you. I couldn't think of it to save my life.
Yeah, it's a Schedule 2 narcotic, which means you can only get it if it's prescribed.
Right, which in turn could be why what they stated.
You put it. SRB said that.
What they said, yes, Adderall. Oh my God, I didn't see it. SRB, I'm sorry. You guys are killing me today.
He listens.
Well, I didn't listen. If it's not being said to me, how can I hear it if you don't say it? I didn't see the chat.
Doesn't necessarily read, but he listens.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave, and you guys can have fun here. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Rage quitting ass.
Yes, I'm trying to show you guys what's on the screen. I was going to discuss something, but I didn't get the chance to because I got cut off. And I didn't see the chat because I was reading this. Anyway, Adderall, like SRB was telling me, is what I thought it was because of the color, because of the stuff that was stated in the interviews. But they didn't tell us that until after the fact. It was redacted before. Well, I don't know why it was redacted, but so be it. Ziploc bag with trace of blue powder. I'm guessing that that's the same thing that was found on the cut up on the nightstand is what I was trying to say, because that's probably the bag that it came from initially.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's what it was too.
That's what I would say too. You know what I mean? And it was said more than once that they were into that stuff. So there's that. Mom is Mamikins. Congrats. Happy day anniversary on 11 months. Congratulations. We love you. We appreciate you very much. Thank you for being here. There's Molly. No, I was just teasing Kim, by the way. Exhibit data collection. Oh yeah, we looked at that already. Sorry. So I think it's interesting. It was in a baggie, and that's what I was going to say. The other part of that was the fact that remember when they did give us some form of toxicology, they said that there were no illicit drugs found in their system.
Technically, that's not an illicit drug.
That's what I was going to say. Is that maybe because maybe because it's prescribed. It's controlled. It's not listed as illicit. But do you remember Tomboy way back when I think it was Molly that found that other it was a state I mentioned this the other day. It was a state like website or something that showed the deaths, the homicides in the state, and there was only 4 listed at that point. That was the 4 that we know of. Okay, obviously, and it said that there were 2 bodies. 2 of the victims had illicit drugs, and the other 2 didn't. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So that makes me wonder, what do we got going on? Because if this is not considered an illicit drug, we'll just say that because it's a prescription, right? That would mean that it's possible that they had something else in their system that wasn't recorded purposely. Maybe, I don't know.
Or maybe the other 2 had the illicit.
Yeah, that could be it too. That could be it too.
Or the 2 that, or the 2 that it could also be, but see, I've heard people say that you can take Adderall to come down from Coke.
Oh yeah. I've heard that as well.
So the Coke could be the illicit and the Adderall could be the scheduled.
Here's the thing, Brian.
I don't think anybody had a prescription for it, honestly.
I don't think they did either. That's the whole thing. So I guess even though it's not prescribed to that person because it's a prescription drug, it's probably not listed as illicit. I guess, guys, I don't know for a fact. Okay. My understanding though with Adderall is that it's like the walk up to meth. Like basically people that are on Adderall or take it for reasons you shouldn't, I guess you could say, they take that until they're numb to it basically, or it doesn't work anymore. And then they move on to meth. Okay.
Well, yeah. Adderall is just prescribed speed. Is honestly all it is.
Right.
And if you truly suffer from ADHD, what it does to that person is it has the opposite effect. So if you're taking Adderall and you truly have ADHD,
it makes you normal.
Yeah,
it brings you to a normal balance. But if you don't have ADHD and you take it, it throws you through the roof. You're like zoom.
You'll clean a house in 1 hour.
Is it maybe safer too, where I don't know much about like fentanyl, but like could it not be cut with fentanyl? So like the color.
Are you talking about meth or are you talking about Adderall?
No, the Adderall is blue, right? That was
Adderall. That's generally
is fentanyl
10 milligram.
Color is fentanyl.
Fentanyl has multiple different colors, but they're not going to cut. Adderall is not something they cut. It's made through a pharmacy. It's prescribed. People get it and then they sell it to other people.
So is Adderall safer than cocaine?
I mean, if you take it the right way, you know what I mean? Yeah. If you take it, like, if you're on a prescription and you take it as you're supposed to, sure, it's a little safer of course, because you can overdose on anything just about, okay? From what I've seen. But oh, okay. Welcome. I did a few years for manufacturing. Gotcha. Thank you. It is a methed up conversation. I agree. Now meth itself, meth. I don't know. I'm not a cook. I never did cook it. I know little bits about it because my son had issues with it, and I know the things I know because my son started on Adderall, ended up on meth, and it was bad, very bad. Okay. So then FB could probably answer the questions that we may have with this. Yeah, that's
You
good.
ruined that joke, Dago.
I know I did. I know I did. I ruined everything.
Well, I can tell you as a person who has Adderall, I can literally take one of my Adderall pills and I can take a nap. That's how
because
it
you have
drops
ADHD.
you. Yeah, I have, and I have it bad. So
yeah, so do
when
I.
you take it,
So do I.
It drops you so bad that I can take a nap.
Yeah, it brings you to a normal balance in your life. It'll bring you down from that chronic ADHD level that you're on. So big time. Tandy, you're such a comedian. Both are stimulants, that's correct. Oh, 100%. The little blue speckled egg pills. I remember those. My wife actually ended up on some of those at one point in time, and they're like massive speed. Doctor prescribed.
I was thinking back to those four guys that were watching the football game, and they went outside and they all froze.
That was
to death.
fentanyl. Fentanyl.
Yeah, I think were they doing cocaine and it was cut with fentanyl?
No, I think they were doing fentanyl, and
Oh, okay.
it was just
straight up fentanyl.
Too much. Yeah, it was too much because
okay.
They're making it on the streets now, but they're putting fentanyl. Or no, I'm sorry, I'm misspeaking. What you said confused me. I think they took something that was laced with fentanyl. That's what I was trying to say. I'm sorry. So it could have been what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know.
Cocaine or something like that. Yeah.
I thought it was cocaine, and it was cut.
There's
with
a lot
fentanyl.
of heroin. There's a lot of heroin that's that's mixed with.
They're
fentanyl.
putting fentanyl in everything, including marijuana at this point, guys. It's been found around here at least.
Yeah, it's really scary. It's
both
scary.
my nieces died from fentanyl overdoses, and they were on meth. So
it's meth, cocaine.
It's so sad.
It's just bad. It's bad. It's scary bad. Listen, there was two of my friends that are still working as in the EMS. Two of them now have like touched a situation, and they almost overdosed on fentanyl because of touching a person that had it on them. It's that bad. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Very careful. I watched a video on here of a police officer that pulled somebody over and touched them and got it on his hands, and he overdosed, like almost died from it. It's that scary. It's that strong. And it's horrible. It's very horrible. And you don't know in some senses what you're getting on the streets when you go to the streets to buy it. You don't know if it's going to be good or bad. You just take that chance and then boom.
Part of the reason why I quit smoking weed was because it was getting to a point where I couldn't find any good weed to smoke. It was all being laced with cocaine or something. I had a guy that I was getting messed up with one night, and he said, "Man, you don't like me very much at all." I said, "Well, shit, you lace your shit, dude. I'm about to freaking have a heart attack."
Well, and see, in the hospital, when they give it to you in the hospital, it's regulated, hospital regulated by the doctors, nurses, and all that stuff. They don't give you the street shit, obviously, but it's very people that are like cancer or having surgery and stuff like that, they'll doctor prescribe stuff like that, and that's fine. The stuff you're getting on the streets though is very, very, very dangerous, and you don't even know because it's blue, pink, orange, yellow, red.
That's insane.
It's all different colors. It's very scary. I had to sit down with my son when he was still in high school and say, do not ever take anything from anybody. I don't care if somebody wants to give you Tylenol, Motrin. No, unless it's a school nurse, you don't do it because you don't know what it's going to be. So people are making pills on the street. They have pill presses all over the place. It's dangerous. So please, please
Wow.
I just gave up and just quit every damn thing. Hell with it.
It's easier that way.
Yeah, there went my thought of them having the Adderall then, because it was blue, and I was thinking, well, maybe they wouldn't cut it, or they wouldn't want to do. They would do that because it was safer. Because I was
But
thinking
yeah,
fentanyl
yeah.
was white, you know. So never
No,
mind.
it's blue. The ones I mean, I think there is another version of Adderall that might be white, but this is blue. Every Adderall that I've seen, every pill that we've ever had, like my son took it at one point in time, and my other son took it, and then went to the other stuff. But my youngest one was on it for his ADHD, autism stuff that he had. So they were blue. That's all I was saying. So that's what I thought it was. And I still do. Okay, because it's just something that high school kids, college kids take it because it keeps them up. They can do their homework, do their finals, that kind of stuff. But it turned into like a party drug because people that drink a lot, if they're partying, will pass out at one time. You take this stuff and it just keeps that train going forward. You know what I mean?
Mm. Did Bethany and Dylan have to take a toxicology test? Because I know that Dylan is lying out of her derriere about not doing drugs. She would have to be. I don't
I
know.
agree. I agree. That's
I
see,
don't think
there's
she's.
they should have had to that day, but of course they didn't do that. I'm sure because they didn't do anything right. But I would imagine they would have had them do something. They should have. Anybody on that scene should have had to do toxicology reports of some or toxicology testing of some form or something, swabbed, all that stuff. But they didn't do it. I don't think.
They didn't. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
and I'll say this: everybody in chat's right. Astastic said hers are pink. Leah said hers are peach. So I'm sure there's based on milligrams. There's probably different colors to variate the different milligram. You know what I mean? The ones what I was
Oh,
saying is the only
okay.
ones
Yeah.
I've ever seen are blue because that was what my son's milligram was, I guess. So, but I'm sure if you look it up, there's plenty of different versions of things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Picture
There's something.
deep in White Mountain Woods in a camper. What a sight! Took me to your. I got you, bud. What'd you say, Hemi?
I was just going to make mention, Wade, something. It's breaking news, as far as country wise, that we took over Venezuela.
Huh?
So our president has taken over Venezuela and has got somebody of a person of interest arrested in Venezuela. So
What
we're dropping bombs over there right now.
in Venezuela?
Yeah,
When did it even become a thing?
this just came out. That, well, they've been reporting it all day today.
I never heard of that before. Okay.
It's in the news right
Yes.
now.
10 milligram is blue, 20 milligram is peachy pinkish, and the 30 milligram is just a different color peach.
Gotcha. Thank you so much, Witchy. Dylan and
And just
Bethany
so you
on
all know, Washington State, this isn't the first time Washington State has had a drug issue for, I want to say, at least 60 years.
Okay.
They call it the gateway. They call it the gateway to the world because you can have the drugs coming in on the ships at the port in Seattle, and they
Mhm.
just get transported throughout the U.S. I-90 corridor running north. You got the I-84 corridor running south. You've got the Highway 95 running from north to south. I mean, it's very centrally located, so it's been an issue for years, and I can think back at least late 70s, early 80s.
Mm, gotcha. Absolutely makes sense. Um, like SRB said, most states do have a drug issue these days. Now, some places are worse than the others because of where they're located. I agree. Um, oh, hold on. Sorry, you guys. I shrunk that down. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can come on the boats from China, Japan, because the port's right there in Seattle. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
How do you know about Spokompton,
I'm sorry.
Roxy?
Spokompton.
I thought I was I thought I was the only one who heard about that.
Well, probably people that have lived there or around it.
Yeah, up in Spokane. Yeah, it's bad.
Spokane's version of Compton. I think everybody has that. But this states here, sorry, Ziploc bag of trace blue powder. It gives what it was class 2 amphetamine. Extracts returned with evidence. Cut bottom of Ziploc when accessing evidence envelope. Blah blah blah. Ran extracts on different GCMS that has better chromatography and phenylam. I never can say this word right. Phenylethylamines. Sorry. And then it shows the levels here when it was tested, how it goes up like that, so on and so forth. This part I don't understand. I guess that's more levels there down here of what it is per se, strength wise or whatever. I don't know. And again, this I'm not sure of what this is here. Okay, again, there's another ratio or abundance. It's could be abundance of so the amounts, I'm guessing. Okay. Amphetamine indicated at 44.1%. I'm guessing percentages is what these are. I don't know nothing about this stuff here, you guys, so I'm sorry. Let me see.
I think I've built everything I can so far.
Again, I don't know anything about this one either. Again, showing the same graph. Somebody that knows this stuff will know better than me, but it's showing amphetamine indicated when they're doing testing, I'm guessing. Blah, 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 blah. So that's what that was about. So that's going back to when we learned that they found the blue powder. Like I said, I was just showing you this to clarify that I'm pretty sure that that's what that was. Same thing they found in the on the desk in the powder form. Who's leaving? Somebody leaving? Oh, take care, Miss Tandy. Be careful out there, please. So these are just multiple reports showing different levels and different version, I guess, spikes on what it is. So I don't know anything about that stuff, so I can't really read much into that for you guys. Let's see if there's anything more down here at the bottom. That's it for that there. Where are we at, guys, time-wise? 3:30. Okay. Anything that you wanted to... They can tell if they're using it. Oh, okay. There you go. Got you. You can tell if they're using or abusing, or if they're abusing or prescribed. Got you. Anything that you guys wanted to add to any of this discussion? So Tomboy must have left with her. Okay. Bye, Tomboy.
Oh, bye, Tomboy. It was so nice to talk to you.
That's what I feel like. I agree with that too, JP.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, pretty much. Anything to add to this, Miss Lori, or?
Yeah, I wish they would release the autopsy reports. That would certainly
big time
be helpful, because they're hiding it for a reason.
True to form. Yeah, the true to form autopsy report that shows the diagram, the true to form toxicology report that shows. I don't need to see again. I've voiced this many
pictures.
I don't need to see the pictures of the bodies.
No, absolutely not.
Right. Give us the diagram. Show us everything on there. Give us all of that and lab results. I'm happy as hell. That's all I need. I don't want to see anything else.
Yeah, there's a reason they're not doing it, though.
I don't think we're ever going to see it. I just don't think we're ever going to see it. Truly. It's sad to me. It's sad to me because I feel like, and this is just, again, my opinion, everybody, so that you know this. I feel like the reason why we're not seeing is because they're hiding something from us. That's how I feel. That there's something within that autopsy that doesn't match up to their narrative or the story that we're supposed to know, and that's why we're not getting it. That's just, again, my opinion.
Yeah. And they can't even use the lame excuse that we all know it's a fact that these college students are going to use Adderall to stay up late and do their homework and just
Mm-hmm.
we know that. So and to think, hey, who cares if Xana used Adderall? Who cares if Ethan used Adderall? We don't care. I
Right.
personally could care less. So, and poor Xana, maybe that's, besides the fact she was really athletic and in great shape and, was on Adderall and then was able to fight so hard whoever was doing the horrific things, and she fought so hard, and the Adderall maybe helped her with that. Good for
Sure.
her. Good for her. And I hope she did.
If they got to take it, because the way they found it, I wonder if they were going to use it and never got the chance to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but they had a long day, and maybe she did get to inflict some damage onto the person that, because there's that rumor that there was that fib person that was injured and died later, like in the car wreck, or have you heard? I
Oh,
can't.
yeah, I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you know who that is. So maybe I hope that Xana is the one, because she fought so hard and had so many um, defense wounds. I hope she inflicted that damage on him, and
Right.
I hope that he was miserable, and if he indeed was the one who hurt her, and I hope that Adderall helped her. You know, so
Sure.
good for her, and
Um,
so we don't care about all those facts, and so that's not a reason not to release the autopsy reports. Release
no.
them. Let
Well,
us
and that's
know let
that's
us know the truth.
that's 100% what I'm saying. I want to know. I want to see the autopsy reports because I have a feeling there's things in there that they haven't told us. I want to, if what if there are bullet wounds? What if there are
Mhm.
way things that are way worse than what we were told, and it wasn't so anything like what they told us, and that's why I want to see this diagram, the true to
I
life diagram from both set, like the autopsies in Spokane and the secondary autopsy that Ethan had supposedly. I want to see it all. See it all. So
Yeah, I think you
stomach
just hit
contents.
I think you just hit the nail on the head of why we're not seeing the autopsy reports,
Yes,
because there probably was a gun used, and
it could
probably
be.
for Kaylee, and that's why she was so disfigured. And I can't imagine out there who they would have done the autopsy outside of Moscow. That would keep it a secret, though.
Well, they went to Spokane. Dr. Singh did the autopsies, but there were also, hold on a second. Are you leaving? I love you. There was also there was people at that autopsy that I just felt like didn't need to be there. Multiple police officers that were there, and I wonder if they were there for direction per se, if you know what I mean, as far as like, okay, this is what's going on here, here, and here. This is what you're gonna write here, here, and here. I'm just saying. I know that sounds a little conspiratorial, but I just wonder because we're not gonna put this out, that out, or that out. This is not gonna be written on this here, here, and here. That's going to be written here, here, and here instead. That's the kind of thing I'm saying. And I know, again, like I said, it sounds conspiracy like, but at this point, I don't know how else to think. Okay. I also wanted to know the stomach contents. I think that's important. And how much there, what's there, how much is there. And I think that would give us some form of a timeline. Okay. For the murders to have happened at some point. That's just
Oh
my
yeah.
opinion for digestion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's in the system, that would also give us some other options. If they found pizza within Xana and Ethan, that'll
Mhm.
tell
The
there's that.
DoorDash.
Or the
Yeah.
DoorDash stuff too. Yes, absolutely. Hey Texas,
Did
good to
she
see you.
eat it or not? And that would answer several questions. But also, like, as far as the disfiguring Kaylee, like if she was shot, like Michael, I have a question. Like they if they were able to disfigure her and remove the bullet, would a professional still be able to tell that she was shot?
Yes, I absolutely,
I
truly
think
believe
so.
that. Yes, they will be able to
Yeah,
tell.
they would. So yeah.
They're a professional for a reason. I've been when I was going through training for EMS and stuff like that. I got to stand in on a couple autopsies. They're very good at what they do. They're very good at finding certain things and telling you and showing you how they find the things that they find. You know what I mean? Like, this is why we know that this was this, this, and this. So yeah, I have faith in professionals and what they're doing,
So
especially if they're not in Moscow.
right. So if they took them, they were taken to Washington for the autopsy, right?
They had to, because that's the only place local that they had them the ability to do the autopsies. Yes.
So wouldn't they, if something like that happened? I just it's so hard to think that they could be that corrupt in Idaho, in Washington. You know what I mean? That they
Well,
would say, we don't want this to get out that this young lady right here was shot.
let me
So
exactly, and there, if you give a good enough reason to somebody or threaten somebody with some, everybody, like, here's what I've learned within the law enforcement realm and fields. If you have, everybody likes to have dirt on somebody because then they owe them they owe them something. Who knows? Maybe they had something on this doctor. She did something wrong at some point in her career, and it's like, you're going to do this, this, or this, or we have this. I'm not saying that's what I believe it 100%. I'm just giving you examples. Or if it came back and they came in there, Tolson was there, a couple other people were there and said, listen, this is of utter national security or some dumb shit, that this can't be put out. There's a reason for this. We need this to be this, this, and this, period. I'm not saying that everybody would do that. All I'm saying is that I could see it happening. And then the bodies were all cremated after that. Okay. There was, and very quickly, there was no choice given. They were cremated after that. That has always given me a sense of strangeness. I'll just put it that way. Okay. And yeah, leverage. Obviously, leverage is a good word for that. Yes. But the fact that there was no choice given for them to or not to be cremated bothers me a bit. I'll just say, like, well, what if some people didn't want that? Even though I understand the bodies were very much, they were very damaged very badly. Some people still don't like that. Okay. Some people have different beliefs and things, but seems to be, from my understanding, there was no choice given. There was no, I read that Ethan had a memorial service. I've never heard that there was any open casket service for him. My understanding was that they were cremated, all of them. Services or not. That was it.
no, a cremation means that you can't go back and look. You can't exhume the bodies. After
I must have missed
5
that.
years or whatever, and go back and look at.
They had an open casket viewing for. See, here's the thing, though. This is the thing with Ethan. From my understanding, like, there was no visual facial damage to him. It was the throat and the neck area and stuff like that, which can be, they can make things look the way they're supposed to look in a situation. But I think I do remember that, SRB, now that I think of it. So that does make sense. I had to think for a minute. He still had a viewing. Yeah. So, and then they were, I remember them talking about how he's in the basement with them. Now, Jim was saying this so that he can visit him whenever he wants to after being cremated. But I believe that it was like SRB said, I guess now that I go back, when I remember, did we do that in Discord or out here? I think we did in Discord, where we were reading through an article or something where they did have a service. Why did I forget that it was open casket, though? I swore it was closed casket. It's okay. I've been wrong before. Anyway, they did it probably to get their last view of their son. Okay. And the brothers to be able and sister to be able to do that too. So yeah, I got you. And then they were cremated. Now, from my understanding, Kaylee and Maddie and Xana, there was no options. They were cremated and it was done. That's how I understood that. That's what my biggest issue was. But still, yeah, I didn't remember I guess that part of it I must have missed when we were going through it. I remember the other part, but that part I didn't. Either way, it's still, a horrible situation. And I still wonder why some of those things, because I remember the Gonçalves or Gonçalves, however I'm supposed to say it, family saying that they weren't given that choice and they weren't allowed to view the body and things like that. You know what I mean? So that bothers me. That just bothers me. To a surprise, they could, but the funeral directors, they were able to make it happen. Okay. Thank you, SRB. But that's my thoughts on all that stuff. I still think there's issues there. I think that falls into the corruption side of things. Excuse me. And I'm very just question, one after another. So just saying. So, and I think, guys, we're almost at 4 hours. I think that's going to be enough for today. But I will be over at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be joining Devil's Advocate over there. I hope to see you guys over there if possible. If we can drop that link one more time again, and any of the mods that are available to pop into the voice after this, I'd love to talk to you for a few minutes if I could. You know what? That's a good question. I don't know if they were, if they weren't. I've heard people say they were, but I don't know anything to verifying if they were, Tomboy. That's interesting. That I've heard about. I've heard of people having a viewing and then cremation after the fact because that was their choice no matter what. But some people wanted a viewing to get that last view of their loved one, which makes sense. I've heard that happen a lot. I just didn't remember that whole open casket thing. So that's my fault. They're not allowed to view the body. Gets to me. Right. That's what I'm talking about. The ones that weren't allowed to view the body, that bothers the hell out of me. Because in my mind, it tells me that they don't want the families to see something that they might be hiding, that they don't know about. Mm-hmm. They can tell them one thing. And if the families were to view the body and see something different, that would change the story. And that's what the issue I have with it. That's where my mind goes. 100%. It happens all the time, busy. And yep, right. Exactly, guys. So I want to thank you, Lori, for joining us. Of course, Hemi, as always, I appreciate you being up here. Tomboy as well. Always appreciate anybody that joins us up here. And as we get into these things, I love hearing you guys' feelings, thoughts, and opinions on it. So, and again, like I said, tonight we're gonna have a really good conversation over at Devil's Advocate, guys. So join us over there if you can. And somebody drop that link one more time for DAs if we can, please. And I'd love to see you guys there.
Thank you very much, Dago. As always, I appreciate you letting me join the panel.
Oh, of course. Thank you for joining us. I always love hearing your insight and your thoughts into things, Lori. Thank you very much.
Have a great evening. I'll see you over there on Devil's Advocate later.
You too, dear. Thank you.
Bye, Hemi.
Bye. I'm about to go. Yeah, Dago, our president has kidnapped Venezuela's president and it has taken over the country.
What?
Yeah. It's breaking news right now.
Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Let me see here.
No, they're showing the bombs going off. I guess it was from last night.
Maduro's capture after U.S. strikes on Venezuela. Holy shit. No way. U.S. strikes Venezuela and captures Maduro and his wife. Wow. And they brought him to New York to face criminal charges.
No yeah, and you got the picture of him being in handcuffs and the whole 9 yards. Trump ain't playing.
It says Trump says taking over, or wait a minute. Trump says U.S. taking over Venezuela after Maduro capture. I had no idea there was anything going on in Venezuela over there. That's wild, you guys. Wild. And they're showing. Here, I'll show you guys real fast what they're showing. This is nuts.
Short time ago, Maduro and his wife have been indicted in federal court on charges including narco-terrorism. There will be more details this morning at a news conference in Mar-a-Lago. We've got Natalie Brand traveling with the president in Florida with the latest. Natalie, good morning.
Good morning,
If
Michael.
it's old news and they're just now showing old news.
That
I'm just-
Maduro was captured by the U.S. military's
Okay.
elite Delta Force. President Trump on social media early this morning confirmed what he called a large-scale and successful strike. Videos posted to social media show the scenes from Venezuela as explosions were reported at 2 a.m. local time in the capital of Caracas. U.S. officials.
So this is on the war against drugs. So yeah, there's that. Wow. Crazy stuff, guys. Yeah, I didn't know because I don't follow world news. I stay away from it because of all the crazy stuff like that. So that's what's going on. If you guys want to check it out, please go check it out. I didn't
I'm
know.
always late.
I was late too.
Jeez.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
Man, I'm just now. It's just now on my news channel. I've been watching it for almost 2 hours.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm late. All right.
So be it. So be it. But again, thank you guys for joining us up here. I appreciate that very much. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys this evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to be a good show. Good show over there. Thank you to my mods for being who you are and doing what you do, because I couldn't survive without it. Again, if anybody's available, I'll see you guys in voice chat. The rest of you guys, don't forget to love yourselves and love each other. Don't change a thing. You guys are beautiful people. And most importantly, guys, don't forget to know your own self-worth. It's so very important. It makes you who you are. Nothing but love for each and every one of you guys. God bless, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye, guys.
Later.
The coffee's cold, the final stain. We laid the map out in the pouring rain. No hidden corners left to creep. The dark truth woke while the city was asleep. The evidence lines up straight and true. A perfect picture of what they chose to do. The quiet street erupts in flashing light. A reckoning delivered in the night. SWAT serves the warrant, loud and clear. The sound of justice, the only thing we hear. At the True Crime Cafe, we watch the suspect finally pay. The dark truth is backed and signed and sealed. The wound is closed, the name is finally healed. It's finally healed. The cafe's empty, closed for the night. We put the darkness back into the light. We'll wipe the counter, set the empty chair, and wait right here for the next secret laid bare. Until the next one.